Salute out there, man. How you doing? Bruce goes over here, man. Trying to put a live together. I think I'm kind of doing it right. Yeah, I think I am.
Trying to put a live.
Okay, here, man. Oh, we're over here, man. Here we go. Fistiana, Crush the Legend. Thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate it. I'm over here to talk about my boxing magazine collection. I recently increased my collection. My wife found a bunch of boxing magazines in the closet, about 200 of them. And I've been showing a lot of them on here, showing some covers and kind of showing them off, telling people about them, and telling them what I'm going to do, and not even telling what I'm going to do. And I've been getting some emails, it's very humbling, bro. I've been getting some emails and a few texts and stuff, people I know, and they want to buy them, man. It's like, hey, can you sell me some of those magazines? And my thing is, man, is there. You can get them on eBay. I mean, people bid. There's prices going on. There's all kind of things going on about them. But my thing is, man, I wanna give them out. I wanna share the knowledge, bro. I wanna give them to you guys. I'm gonna have maybe at the end of the show, where you type those little comments and stuff. Maybe the first 20 the 21st person who writes I want the mag. They're gonna get the mag. And the one I'm playing with right now here, man, I found it the other day. Very, very interesting magazine. It's a Ring magazine from 1992. It's a heavyweight champions. It's got all the heavyweight champions in there, and this is volume 1, edition 1 from the from this series. And man, it goes from John L. Sullivan. All the way up to Evander Holyfield. It's got little stories about him in here, man. It's got great drawings. Some of these fighters before they before they were doing photographs of them, and it's got little stories about them. Fighters you probably haven't heard of, but I mean, if you're a fan of boxing, man, you want to know who the heavyweight champions were. This is really it's a ladder. It's got heavyweight champions. It's got their defenses, and it's got little stories about them. And a real interesting part. This is a part that I remember, man. When the 80s went on, when Larry Holmes got beat by Michael Spinks in the it was when I'm trying to think when the title was fragmented here. I know, Holmes was never undisputed, but there were a lot of fighters in that time. They John Tate, Mike Weaver, Michael Dokes, Coetzee, Tim Witherspoon, Pinklin Thomas, Greg Page, Tony Tubbs. All these guys claimed a piece of the heavyweight championship, and there's little stories about each one of them in here. It tells you. What their claim was to it, what belt they had, when they lost it, when they won it, just interesting stuff. And I'm going to drop that one off. Like I said, the first, the 25th person who types in the comments for this show, I'm going to send it to them. You can send me your email in there. Once you get it, I'll announce it on my next live. Who's going to get it if you guys want it, because I think they're pretty cool to have. These were like These were the apps of the day, I mean, we didn't have, there was no YouTube, no social media. Boxing wasn't covered in print and on broadcast media like it is, even like it is now, kind of. But anyway, we had to search it out, and the magazines were where it was at, man. They probably had 5 or 6 different publications out there, and every month, any boxing fan, bought them all, man. That was what we did. I got to put these damn glasses on to see the screen now, man. I never needed them before. Now, I thought it was going to be something else that I'd need them for, but hey, I use them now. And very distinguished looking. But anyway, man, we're gonna drop these. We're gonna get these to you. I want to shout out Mr. Pads out there, Iceman, Tim Moosey, Doug, Opulent LD, my brother, man. It's it's nice to have you guys on here. I appreciate it. You know, I just decided to set this little thing up so I can talk boxing. You know, not have to abide by anybody's rules, not offend anybody. You know, maybe offend everybody. Who knows, man? But you know, anyway, this one's about my boxing magazine collection. I think I mentioned this. You know, I repeat things, but anyway, a few months ago, my wife was doing some spring cleaning, and she found a couple of boxes with about 200 magazines in there. And you know, I got some magazines from the early '80s, and I got magazines from the up until the early and mid '90s, and some very cool ones. I mean, this one right here, man. This is a Boxing Illustrated. This is from June 1981, and this one was $1.25 at the newsstands. That's got Thomas Hearns and Emmanuel Stewart. That was before the big fight, and that's when Hearns is calling out Leonard, calling him chicken. I mean, this is another one. even the advertisement on the back, cool cigarettes. So, man, it's on a boxing magazine. But man, these things, man. When I get these, I would read these from cover to cover. These were, you know, you didn't have a cell phone to drag around with you. You didn't have in any internet access. You had these boxing magazines, and I drag them around with me, man. I was always, anytime I had a break from work, you'd see me looking at one of these mags. And the Boxing Illustrated is it's an awesome magazine. It's one of the originals. Let me see who was writing for. Let's see. We've got we got articles by Bert Sugar in there. We've got Bill Pryor. You know, some interesting writers in here. But anyway, man, I'm going right for the rankings over here. And the centerfold of Boxing Illustrated had the rankings. And man, you know, dig this the heavyweight champs at the time, the heavyweight rankings. We got the world champion was Mike Weaver, but yet their rankings put the boxers in the order of their prestige. So as of March 20th, 1981, they had Larry Holmes ranked number 1. I think everybody in the world had Larry Holmes ranked number 1. Mike Weaver was number 2. Harry Coetzee, South African, number 3. Michael Dokes, number 4. Leon Spinks was number 5. Jerry Cooney, 6. Marty Monroe, he was a tough guy, man, out of the West Coast. He was number 7. Trevor Berbick, former world champion, number 8. Greg Page, another former world champion, number 9. John Tate, number 10. I mean, damn, and even the bottom 10. You know, Bernardo Mercado. I don't know if you guys remember him. He was a tough guy. He knocked out Ernie Shavers. So you know, shout out to Bernardo Mercado. George Chapman from Maryland. He beat Dwayne Bobbitt with his claim to fame. James Quick Tillis. Everybody remembers him. Ken Norton, still active back then at 14. John L. Gardner out of England. He was probably one of the best out of England at the time. Leroy Jones, he fought Larry Holmes on one of the best cards I've ever seen by Don King. Man, this I'll just tell you, Randall Tex Cobb, Eddie Lopez, Stan Ward, and Lucian Rodriguez round them out. But that card that I'm talking about, Don King put on this amazing card back in I think it was probably about 1980 in the spring. And it was from four different locations, and he had the opening fight was Sugar Ray Leonard, and he knocked out a guy named Davey Boy Green with a left hook. Like, man, this was the left hook from hell. This was Sugar Ray Leonard's awesome knockout power against this kid Davey Boy Green. He was the best Europe had to offer at the time. Man, it was unbelievable. Sugar Ray Leonard, unbelievable showing. And then the next fight, if I recall, it was light heavyweights. Marvin Johnson against Eddie Mustafa Muhammad. And Eddie Mustafa Muhammad beat Marvin Johnson. It was an upset. Awesome fight. And then they went to heavyweight land. And that was the upsets. That's when John Tate, he was the champion. They went to his hometown because these were four title fights from 4 different locations, and they were from the participants' hometown. Shout out there to my darling Neon Eyes, man. That was a great live you did today, sister. Peace to you. Tony Boswell, Carlos Mendoza, Iceman, Well, and anybody coming in here, man, I appreciate it. But anyway, that card was just incredible, man. It was John Tate against Hercules Mike Weaver, and I don't know if any of you guys remember Mike Weaver. He was Adonis out there. He was built like a brick shit house. I mean, this guy had muscles on top of muscles. I've heard him spoken to on different lives. Never did steroids. Never even lifted weights. He was just naturally genetically gifted. He had three brothers that fought the triplets. Floyd, Lloyd, and I can't think of the last one. But anyway, they all looked just like him. They were all jacked. It was just natural genetics. But anyway, the fight kind of went as expected. John Tate was just jabbing the hell out of Mike Weaver, pretty much beating him up. But all the while, Mike Weaver's landing body shots. He's punching him to the hips, low blows. He wasn't out of the fight, but he was getting beat up. In the 15th round, the most amazing left hook, I think, in heavyweight boxing history. It starched John Tate. John Tate was just kissed the mat. I mean, it was elbows down, asses up. It was one of the most unbelievable knockouts in heavyweight boxing history. Mike Weaver, it was a Cinderella story. It was a great fight, and that was only 3/4 of the card. The fourth card was Larry Holmes. He fought a guy named Leroy Jones from Colorado, and it was anticlimactic after the great Mike Weaver fight. But hey, my brother, Black and Brown Boxing, man, salute out there. Great to have you in here, my brother. Thanks for coming. But it was anticlimactic after the Weaver and Tate fight. Larry Holmes, he jabbed into it. I think he might have stopped him, but it was typical Larry Holmes, man. Jab, jab, jab. Great fighter. You could get close to Larry Holmes because every once in a while he would get, he gets sloppy. You ask somebody like Ernie Shavers, even Ronaldo Snipes. He was a sucker for a right hand when he got lazy. But when Larry Holmes was on, nobody was touching Larry Holmes. I mean, the night he beat Jerry Cooney, that was probably the best Larry Holmes that anybody's ever seen. He was unstoppable. Jerry Cooney, great fighter, man. Jerry was actually out jabbing Larry in that fight, but Larry Holmes just showed what a great fighter he was. He wasn't going to be beat. Man, shout out to Larry Holmes. Anyway, bro, I wanted to get on him and just kind of explain about the magazines a little bit. Tell you what we're going to do with them. And like I said, after we get through the first 25, the 25th, I want that mag, and my wife's going to count them for me. My secretary, we're gonna ship that one out to you, man. No charge. And I got a bunch of these suckers in here, so that's what I'm gonna do with my channel. I'm gonna use them to get viewers. I'm greedy. I looked online. I checked around. I know what I can get for them, man. And a couple of grand, a few grand. It's not going to make any difference in my life at this point. I would much rather share the magazines with you guys. Get the knowledge out there, bro. Anybody's into these things, man. Even if you're not, if you want to see what boxing was like, back in the 80s when we used to be like pack rats, and these magazines would come in. I had the lady at the magazine store, nicest lady in the world, Mrs. Marshall. She would put them away for me and call me up when all five were in. And they usually came in at the same time. And man, I was like a kid. I'd be down there the next morning when the store opened. I was like a kid on Christmas. And like I said, these magazines, man, they got read cover to cover. They brought to work. I left them in. Some of them were like jobs I used to go to. Some of them in different bathrooms along the way. Chainwood Ice, my brother. Salute. Glad to have you in here, man. But anyway, man, where was I going with this? I was talking about the magazines again, and a lot of them I left around. I didn't really do much with them. Lala D, the queen, man, salute and glad to have you in here. Lala D, man, she knows her boxing. Lala D, she was at the fight last weekend with Bud Crawford and Sean Porter, man. Shout out to Lala D, man. And plus, she's from Providence, Rhode Island. Boxing, Providence, Rhode Island. I bet she's drop dead gorgeous. Lala D, you are the one, baby. Look out, man. You got a target on your back. I'm surprised you're not I'm surprised somebody doesn't have you. Anyway, salute to my sweetheart Lala D. And I'm only here tonight because my brother Big Duke. We usually do the fourth quarter talk on Friday afternoons around this time. Duke's having the holiday weekend, bro. Life goes on. He had a few people come over, and I told him I'll do my show. I wanted to talk about the magazines, and like I said, man, it's gonna be the great giveaway. The value of these things is it's up here. It's the knowledge, and it's things that you get them on YouTube, but sometimes people don't know what to look for on YouTube. And this is something that can give you a little bit of a incentive, maybe. You can read about some of these fights. You read about some of these prospects. A lot of these cats that were doing their thing back in the 80s, man. A lot of these magazines, they're probably older than most of you guys out there, bro. But I'm a relic. I keep things, and I stated before, man. I want to give these things away because if I leave them and I move on from here, somebody's my kids, my wife's kids, they're gonna end up in a dumpster. They don't have any appreciation for anything like this. Or anything like this. But anyway, man, those magazines slowly but surely I'm gonna get them out there to anybody that is interested in them. Like I said, man, just type below after the show you want a magazine. The 25th comment gets one. And we're going to do that for a little while. And how about this weekend, man? We got some great fights coming up this weekend, man. I don't know if you've been sleeping, but we got Teofimo Lopez and ferocious Kambosis. It's a good fight on paper. Mr. Pads, I'm answering the questions there. And, hey Bruce, is that a book about Roberto Duran behind you? Yeah, bro, that's a book about my show's a little type from thing. Yeah, this is an awesome book. It's the autobiography. I Am Duran. My wife picked up that for me at the dollar store, man. That was awesome read. I've read this many times, and Roberto Duran, one of the greatest lightweights in the world, bro. Shout out to Roberto Duran. I know people say he quit in fights. He quit twice, but you have to be in the boxer's shoes. I can't call Roberto Duran a quitter. I can't call Mike Tyson a quitter. That's some people label them that. To me, anybody that's in that ring, man, they're legends. They're boxers, bro. People think they're tough guys around here, around the neighborhood, man. Go into your local boxing gym. Tell them you want the biggest tomato can in here, bro. You're gonna have a new respect for boxing, man. I'm telling you, bro. Lala D, Blood Boxing made it into top documentaries for Salvador Sanchez. I saw that, man. Shout out to Blood Boxing, top 35th best documentary in boxing. Imagine that, man. And that's all the documentaries, and that I don't remember the organization that gave him that. But man, shout out to Blood Boxing. Blood Boxing is one of the realest guys on here. D Hodges, salute, man. Salute to you, my brother. Thank you for coming in. Blood Boxing is a real guy. He's got his own opinion. He doesn't give a shit when anybody thinks about it. He tells it like he feels it. He's I hate to use the word historian, bro, but he's definitely a historian. Blood Boxing. He's my brother, man. I'm on a plateau with Blood Boxing. For some reason, I hooked up with him. I see his show up there. No matter where I am, he's kind of like the favorite show I go to on here. He's had me on his live panels. He's the real one, man. We talk boxing. We talk weed. We talk a lot of things, man. Blood is a cool man. Always welcome up here, my brother. If you ever bored, ever have nothing to do, and I'm doing a live, bro, it'd be awesome to have you up here, bro. Iceman, what's up, bro? Pigeon Mike Tyson, man. He says it's not me. It's a different mind, bro. You know, it is what it is. You know, Pigeon Mike Tyson, you are what you are. Grow up. What's the weather like in Rhode Island? You want to talk about the weather in Rhode Island? Right now, it's dark. It's 39 degrees, and it rained most of the day. It's not so bad now. Kind of restricted my walk. I took the dog for a walk earlier, and it was raw, rainy. Not a nice day, but man, you know, you got to thank God for every day alive. So you know, it was calm. There was no wind out there, but it was a 39 raw degrees. Kind of went right through you. But hey, man, that's living in New England. That's what it's all about. You know, one thing that I like about this area of the country, you know, we have 4 seasons. We have summer, spring, winter, and fall. And if not for global warming, bro, I think we'd really have them. I think it's changed a little bit now. Silver Surfer, salute my brother, and my other brother there, Jeff Lucida. I hope I got your name right, brother. Nice to see you in here, man. I see you all around. Always respectful. Always give me a shout out, man. Thanks for coming by, man. I appreciate it. I was speaking about the boxing mags. You know, if you want to go back and listen to the beginning of the show, I'm going to be giving them away, bro. You know, we got a giveaway going on today. So if anybody's interested, just play back the beginning. It's not going to be a long show. You know, and I will see where we're going back. We're talking about this weekend's fights, man. This weekend's fights are keeping with the program, bro. We're having some great fights now. You know, we just got through the pandemic, and we had the fights in the bubble. A lot of boxers didn't like that. To me, man, it was cool. You know, boxing is me. If I walk out and I see a couple of guys fighting out in the street in front of my house, that's a good day, man. You know, I'm a combat sports junkie, bro. So right now we're getting some quality where it's almost a bottleneck here, where you know we were phased out of boxing for a while, and they were showing us certain fights, and now they're all coming to us, man. It's almost like a bottleneck on some of these weekends. This weekend we're having the you know, like salute to my brother L Dub out there, man. What's good with you, brother? We're having Teofimo and Kambosis, and then we're also having Figueroa and Cool Boy Step. Fulton. So you know we got more fights going head to head, which is something that really irks the hell out of me, because I'm not the kind of a guy like my brother L Dub out there, man. He can watch 3 fights on his laptop and one on his television and one on his phone, man. And he can come back and he can critique those fights and tell you just what went on, what went on in each round, man. I have that vision, that brain where I have to concentrate on one fight at a time, and it really just pisses me off when we see the fights that piggyback like that. You know, sometimes the boxing gods will be smiling on us, and they'll get it right where one fight will be over and the next one will start when that's on. But unfortunately, we have going back and forth. We're missing the undercard. And, you know, it's cutting into boxing. And I don't understand why these morons who run the show really don't understand that they're doing the sport more good. They're shooting themselves in the foot. Yeah, they're throwing on, fights that we want to see. Talent-wise, I think, it's got a lot of catching up to be. There's a lot of boxers that have to be weeded out. You know, we're not seeing the 50-50 fights that we want to see. Instead, we're seeing, 70-30 fights. This fight tomorrow night, the Kambosis and Lopez fight. I personally think it's going to be a fairly easy fight for Teofimo Lopez. But there's some people that are riding with Kambosis. They say he's he's got a lot of talent there. But it is what it is. Like I said, bro, I love combat sports. Kambosis. He looks good. His last 2 fights are split decisions. The names are escaping me now. If anybody wants to drop them in there, but Teofimo Lopez, I think he's just on a different level. He hits with a lot more pop. I don't think Kambosis has the power to keep him off. They seem to have a personal thing going on now. The fight's been postponed a few times. Kambosis is accusing Lopez of faking COVID. Then he's some off-color remarks. But anyway, man, the fight's going on. Bad blood, all the better. Let's see a good fight. But I just think talent-wise, I think Teofimo Lopez is a better fighter. And I think Kambosis is, he's been in the way for a while. I think he's going to be put out of the way. And then, the fight that we want to see, the fight that we all want to see, man, is Lopez and Devin Haney. And, I hear 100 people telling me reasons why that fight can't be made. And, bro, I got the 200 magazines and I'm looking at fights. And when there's discord, when somebody says they're undisputed and the other guy has a belt and says, no, you're not undisputed. I got a belt right here. What are you going to do? You're going to just say, well, sorry, bro. You're not with my promotional company. You don't have a belt. I'm undisputed. And I got 50,000 followers that says I am. And what they have to do is get in that ring and freaking end the undisputed. Once and for all. We were talking about this a year ago. It's almost like it's a fantasy fight now. But yet every time they get together, the fathers go at it, they go at it. This is a perfect scenario, man. This is WWE stuff. Damn, you got two mouthpieces. You got a father and son combination, both father and sons going at it. We saw how that worked out last week. Some people are with us, but this is a fight that's made in boxing heaven. And if it doesn't go on, it's really going to be a shame. It's going to be like the like the fight we're all hoping for at welterweight, man. Like the Bud Crawford and the Errol Spence fight. And now that fight seems really close, especially after Bud Crawford's win last week. Errol Spence was at the fight. I don't know why he left early. He's got his own reasons and he did what he did. But I really think that Errol Spence should have ran up on the ring. People say that he couldn't. But Bo Mack wouldn't let him near the ring. Bro, I don't know, man. I'm a fan, and I would have liked to see them. I would like to see them squared off at the end of it, because back in the day when a fight was over, before you went back to the dressing room, before you went to the locker room, you had an opponent's name on your lips, man. You were calling somebody out. Now it's ask Al. You're gonna have to check with my promoters, whatever it may be. The fights just aren't being made. These fighters just don't have that aggressiveness in them. And back in the day, we were talking about I'm gonna run it back to a couple of my favorites again, Sugar Ray and Thomas Hearns. Man, those two were on a collision course since Sugar Ray got out of the amateurs, man. Thomas Hearns was a national champion, and Howard Cosell was talking about him. They'd always show. Undercards, they'd show Hearns fights when he was coming up. On Leonard fights, Sugar Ray Leonard, he was the media darling. All his fights were on Wide World of Sports, or if not, they were talked about. But anyway, man, Sugar Ray Leonard and Thomas Hearns are on a collision course, and these guys had signed the fight. It was one of the first times where you had pay-per-view that was coming to your house. It was an awesome event. I'm really psyched for it, man. But then they had I guess it was maybe a trial pay-per-view. And dig this. Sugar Ray Leonard takes on Kay Habayuli. He was the WBA junior middleweight champ. I think he was undefeated. He might have had a draw on his record. And Sugar Ray Leonard wins the WBA junior middleweight championship. Thomas Hearns was on the same card. He knocked out a guy named Pablo Baez, spectacular fashion. But this whet our appetite. And Ray Leonard, he just won a title in a higher division. You would figure he would say to Hearns, "No, you're gonna come up to my division," or the way they are now, they act like divas, all kind of baloney going on. Let me get a little bit of water here, man. The key of life over here, water. Top supplement in the world. It's the only thing I drink, man. I drink protein. I mix protein powder and yogurt and water in the morning, but all day long I fill it up. I go through a 5-gallon container of water a week. I get 4 delivered a month, man. Water is the key. Anybody out there, if you're not drinking enough water, get on the water, man. That's one thing that I have to preach about, man. Carbonated drinks, even fruit juice. You know, you think you're drinking healthy things, switch it to water. Water is key, man. It hydrates the organs. It keeps the skin hydrated. You know, I'm 66 years old, and man, you know, I'm rocking and rolling, and water is the best thing in the world. You know, World War III is probably going to be fought because of water. Water is a valuable commodity, bro. I mean, do you ever think you see the time where water and gasoline would be the same price, a gallon of water and a gallon of gas? Where, you know, and dude, it's mind-boggling. Love water. Water is a great thing, bro. Pigeon Mike, fruit juice got too much sugar. Fruit's got too much sugar. Exactly, bro. Water is the key, man. I never go without it. I'm never without it. I have this this dollar store mug over here. Looks like a mason jar. I think it carries about 16 ounces. I just keep filling that up probably 3-4 times a day. But anyway, man, water is key. It gets rid of the toxins in your body. The key is you want your urine to be almost clear, just a little yellow. That's what water's doing, the process of flushing the toxins out of your body, man. Because, you know, we're putting in so much garbage. Everything we're putting in is processed. High sodium, high fat. I don't want to get on it again. Lala D, my sister out there, you know what we do on Friday nights over at Big Duke's, man. You know, we're taking a break from that because I'm sure we all ate yesterday. We all had awesome meals. Salute Andrew Charles, my brother out there, man. Glad to have you on here, bro. Puerto Rican rum, man. Nice to see you. It's I'm a little slow on here. I'm just getting used to this stuff here. It's only the I don't know, the third or fourth live that I did over here, and I'm trying to do it right over here. But regardless, I hope I am. I hope I'm not screwing things up too bad, man. You know, this was just going to be my a little talk about the boxing mags that I have, because since I've been showing them off, I had a lot of people that asked me if they could buy them, and you know, this and that, and I just kind of explain what I was what I was about with them. You know, I want to get them out there, man. You know, I want to enhance people's knowledge. You know, just put them get them where they're appreciated. I don't want somebody buying them, putting them on eBay, because they're really not that. They're not like gold or anything. You know, people have sets where they'll have a whole year of all 92 mags, and you can get it for like $65-$75. So, you know, it's not like I'm not giving away a fortune over here, bro. I'm not that crazy. I'm not going to start taking rings off my wife's finger and giving it away. But the boxing magazines, man, to me, that's something that was made to be passed on to someone else. It's not something that was made to be put in a plastic bag and, you know, put in a collection. But anyway, man, that's what we're going to do. What size is that Mike Tyson jacket? That's a large, bro, but that's not going anywhere. I still wear that all the time, man. Just a little something. See, when I was going to do this in my living room, my wife decided to put some stuff up in the background. She put my Cesar Chavez and Whitaker poster, old boxing gloves that I used to bang around in the backyard, the Mike Tyson jacket, and you know, that's kind of it makes me look like not so much of an idiot, a little more scholarly in the boxing department. Not that I am, man. Mr. Pads, the jazz albums. You like that jazz brother, huh? That's why I'm a jazz man myself. Pigeon, Mike Tyson wrench. I'll give you a wrench on the side of the head. Now I'm only kidding, bro. Now when I get people I know around here, people I see, then I'll give them wrenches, bro. Yeah, everything's cool, but hey, it is what it is, man. Nothing but mad love coming up over here, man. Crap, you wear it size 3X, bro. Nah. See, there's a site out there. It's called Roots of Fight, and they have awesome boxing T-shirts, jackets, warm-up jackets. I mean, really, really nice stuff. That jacket's embroidered up there, and if you look at Tyson's career, you look at his amateur career. He had a robe in the and I think it was in the U.S. Amateur Finals. The same material, the same embroidery. That jacket's embroidered, really, really nice, man. Mike Tyson's Catskill, New York. He had that same robe when he won the the U.S. championship, I believe in maybe 80, 82, 83. But anyway, man, it's a cool jacket. It's really warm, but that's just part of the background right now. You got the 83 fight of the year, Bobby Chacon and Bazooka Lamone. You know, man, I remember that fight. That was an awesome fight. I had to stay home and babysit that after. It was Wide World of Sports. It was on in the afternoon. My wife was working as a waitress, and she, I was home with the daughter, and it came on. It was fantastic, man. It was like Bobby Chacon and Bazooka Lamone. Bazooka Lamone, he's a killer. I mean, literally, he killed a man in the ring in Mexico. But he's a guy who would fight anybody. Iron jaw. I don't even know if he ever went off his feet. Then stomped on cuts. Took on Alexis Arguello. He's been in the ring with some of the best. Rolando Navarrete, Jaime Gaza, Bazooka Lamone's, and Bobby Chacon. Bobby Chacon is the warrior, man. Bobby Chacon is my man. I mean, you know, any fighter and anybody whose heart doesn't go out to Bobby Chacon, bro. Bobby Chacon, toughest. You know, when you look in the dictionary and you see an ass kicker, and that Bobby Chacon is the man. He went in that ring and he kicked your ass, or he got his ass kicked. But that fight that you're talking about right there, the fight of the year, that was when I think a week before that fight, Bobby Chacon's wife blew her brains out with a shotgun, and he still went on with the fight. And it was an amazing fight. Both of them were bloody, man. It was blood. The doctor had to come into the ring several times and look at the fighters. And Bobby Chacon, I don't know if it went to a decision or if Chacon stopped him in the 14th or 15th round. But you know, after getting bloodied and knocked down, Chacon came back and won the fight. It was like, you know, it was a tearjerker. You know, it was just amazing. Bobby was on his knees. He was, everybody was crying out there. But yeah, I don't know if I don't have that fight because, you know, I had it on VHR tape. I had everything on VHR tape, man. That was back in the day. I knew how to work technology. I could set my VCR and I could put a tape on. I'd come back, the tape would be on. It was great, man. So many afternoons where you know, at the time, you know, back when I was in my early 20s, when the fights were on in the 80s, the Wide World of Sports, the CBS and NBC, they'd be on in the afternoon. And man, that was when a lot of my friends with stupid asses were getting married, and I had to go to a lot of weddings, and they were during fights, and I'm like, man, am I gonna call them up and say, hey, man, you know, what can you say, bro? You know, some dude you graduated high school with, you hung out with, you partied with, you got to go to the wedding. And thank God for those VCRs, because I came back many times, and man, I saw fights that they were so great. But you know, after when VCRs went out, I still had the tapes, and I had to box them down there, and they just sat there. And when I put them in a VCR, somebody gave me, they were all dried up, and it was sad, man. It's something I wish that I could have done something with, but they were just the elements had done something to them. I had so many fights. I had one tape, and it had Tyson and Douglas, and it had Chavez and Taylor on it, because those fights were relatively close. And I think George Foreman and Michael Moore was on that fight too. But man, there were so many fights. And then when DVRs came out, I didn't have the time, the money, or the technology to do it, and I just missed so many fights. I caught repeats and things like that, but I don't have any fights stored on tapes. I have a few that I bought, some CDs, you know, like you know, things that you can get on YouTube now, like Muhammad Ali's toughest fights, and you know, even all fights. It's so much available on YouTube. It's amazing what we have out there. But you know, I see my buddy Mr. Doc out there. Salute, Mr. Doc. I saw you over at Mad Chadsville. You're an awesome man. Always a pleasure to see you out there, my bro. And you know, yeah, you know what I'm gonna do, man. I'm gonna see if I can drop a link in here if anybody wants to come on and talk. Cause I've been blabbing it up enough here. I take these Coke bottles off here. Not Coke bottles, but they're little things. You see if I can invite people up here if anybody wants to come up. we will drop a link, as they say. Drop a link, baby. Drop me a link. And if anybody wants to come on up, man, you know how I keep it over here, bro. No politics, no religion to a point, and keep it boxing, man. You know, keep it all love, man. That's what we're here for. There's plenty of hate out there, bro. We're doing it over here because we love boxing, and I have nothing to do. My brother Laz, man, that's my man. Laz Punch Out TV, Laz D Punch Out. Awesome guy from England, man. He's got a site. Laz, you want to drop your link in here, bro? You drop your link. Anybody else that's got a site out there, man, you want to drop your site in here? I know what it's all about, man. Because, dude, 6 months ago, I would have never dreamed of doing this. You know, it just wasn't. It wasn't in my blood. I used to like going over to people's sites, man. My brother LeVar Cooper, man, he gave me this microphone. And he said, hey, man, you know, you got to go out there. You know a lot of stuff. You got to start. And bro, it's not that I know a lot of stuff. It's just I've been around for a while. I like boxing, and once in a while I remember things, and it's funny because I'll meet somebody out there. I won't remember their name, but yet somebody will say, "Oh, who was that? Who was that big guy that Michael Moore fought in the garden? He had to get a ladder. Was that Value? I said, no, that was a guy named Mike the Giant White." And it's just funny things like that I remember. And my anniversary, I've let that blow by. So that just goes to show you what my mind is made of. And you know, it's good that I can talk to guys like you. And hey, I see people out here. Let me let them in over here. I'm trying to pay attention to two screens. I'm a real novice at this. I got the boxing Jedi, bro.
Bruce.
Been on his show many a time. Jedi, introduce yourself, bro. Let us know what's happening, brother.
I'm the Boxing Jedi. Of course, I had to get a new channel, so I'll be dropping. The link is already in the channel. I'll drop it again, and I'm just here to chill with my brother Bruce, talk some boxing, shoot the shit. You know what I mean? Thank you for having me, brother.
Awesome, Jedi. It's always a pleasure having you, man. And bro, you know your boxing, you know your wrestling, you know your music, you know your movies, man. You know you and I, we have the same loves, but yet we go in different directions. And oh man, you're just a cool guy to have, because if we were all on the same side, if we were all rooting for the same fighter, it'd be like a circle jerk in here. Yeah. Oh, he's so great. He's so good, man.
Yep.
That's my man. That's my bro. I don't even say we agree to disagree. I just say we agree to be nice.
Right.
And that's it, man. We can go for the fighter we want to go for, whatever it may be, bro. But you're one of the real ones, Jedi. Appreciate you on here, man.
No doubt.
On my channel, bro.
No doubt, Bruce. You too, brother. Thank you so much.
And over here, Mr. Doc. Mr. Doc is an internet legend, man. Mr. Doc is loved in some sites, hated in some. I mean, nobody doesn't have an opinion about Mr. Doc.
That's the way out.
Here, bro. Mr. Doc, let us know what's happening, bro.
That's what's going on, brother.
You got it, Mr. Doc. Chopping on that axe. I love it, man. I love it.
That's what's up. Always within hand's reach. You know what I mean? Always within hand's reach. Right, the ex-wife. There's no bullshit. You'll love this one, Bruce. Right, I'd have my setup right where I'd have the couch. This is when we're living in Reno. I have the couch, and I got the PC, and then I got my audio card, right, the double, and then I got my effects and everything that run into the audio card, and then my guitar runs into that. Right, inevitably, I keep my shit off to the end of the couch. I'm trying to be, cool. I'm not trying to hog everything, but. Habitually, I'm right-handed. I would set the guitar to my left on the couch. The ex-wife would say, I'm quoting verbatim, "Get that bitch out of the way."
Hey, shout out to my brother Mad Chad out there, man. Mad Chad. Dude, Mad Chad's like one of the closest dudes I've gotten to on the internet, man. Me and Mad Chad, we're both from New England, man, and Well, we share the same love for a lot of things, the same hate for a lot of things, man. I want to shout out to my brother Mad Chad. Always a pleasure talking to you. We talk on the phone. We've done shows together. We're going to do a lot more. Mad Chad, bro. You're my man. I don't care what people think about you, man. You're right in my books.
Mad Chad's good people. Mad Chad's good people.
Mad Chad's the best. That was supposed to be a joke that was supposed to be followed by a few chuckles because nobody's got a bad word to say about Mad Chad, or they better not, because I'll come after him with Bruno in one fucking hand and a baseball bat in the other. Mad Chad is the man, bro. Timmy Nealon, another one out there, my brother from Ireland. Timmy knows his boxing. Timmy is the closest person I know to James Bond. Every time you talk to Timmy, he was in Thailand, he was in Guantanamo Bay, he's been here, he's been there. Look out for Timmy Nealon, bro. Keep him on your good side. He's the kind of a guy you mess with, you go out there and turn that key in that ignition, pa-boom! Timmy Nealon is my friend. Shout out Timmy Nealon.
Timmy, what's going on?
Nobody says nothing after that, bro. Crickets. Timmy's the man. And Ursula, Timmy's sister Ursula, another.
Yeah, that's the real star is Ursula, but Timmy. See, the thing with Timmy's got that share. I finally figured Timmy out a little bit. I think Timmy's got that Shere Khan from the Jungle Book shit. He always keeps his voice nice and calm, nice and quiet, same cadence, right, and forces you to listen. But more importantly, Timmy Nealon don't feel the need to raise his voice like that because he knows he's king of the jungle. He's one of them type dudes. I get it now. I get it now. I'm catching on.
Miss Ursula, how you doing, Miss Ursula? Much respect to you.
Absolutely. Black and Brown's another one, man. I was on Black and Brown's panel the other night, man. He gave me the floor. He was promoting my channel. Shout out to Black and Brown. He's always at ringside. He plays baseball. Dude, the dude's amazing. He's online live from fights. He's doing this thing on YouTube. Black and Brown is the man. I'm pleased to have him on my show as in my chat. He wants to come up here, bro. More than welcome. We got another character over here, man. My brother D Hodges, man. I don't think I've ever talked to D Hodges on a panel before. D Hodges, how are you, brother? Oh, you're on mute, bro. You're on mute, D Hodges.
Hodges, you're on mute, Hodges.
Yeah, I just wanted to introduce myself, because I talk to you all the time in the chats, and I just wanted to say hello and show you me. You know what I'm saying? How you doing, OG?
D Hodges, you're a good guy, man. Shout out to you, bro. I'm doing fine, bro. How you doing?
Doing good. Still eating Thanksgiving dinner. Still got drinks. Still got weed. Oh, I'm fine.
All right.
Oh, yeah. I'm doing good right now.
Up in Boston too, man.
Oh yeah. Boston is where it's at. Boringest place in America, but we still get down sometimes. But Boston been pretty boring lately. Since COVID, yeah, they really shut everything down up here. So Boston kind of sucks right now.
I used to hang out in Boston back in the 70s. I used to go to a place called the Jazz Workshop. You know that place? Is that before your time?
Oh yeah, it was before my time, Pippin. I'm only 41. I don't think I was born in the. I wasn't born in the.
Yeah, sometimes I keep forgetting how old I am, bro. But man, that was down on Tremont Street, and it was hopping. I saw George Duke play there. I saw Miles Davis there. Damn, it was like an unbelievable place. The Ron Carter Quartet, big jazz names. I don't know if anybody out there is into jazz, but the Jazz Workshop, and they had another club on the side called Paul's Mall. Damn, I mean, they had some of the best, the top acts in jazz in the world play there. I used to drive there from Providence sometimes. When George Duke was there, I drove there 2 nights. I was in the first row, man. Great time, great music. That's something else I wanted to do on my channel. I want to get into jazz. Jazz is that to me. That's the ultimate music. When a musician can play jazz, he's pretty much conquered. He's conquered music. If you can play jazz, I'm not going to say you can play all genres because, man, country music is cool. I mean, Doc's a metalhead. Tomorrow, what do they got? They got Metallica playing for opening for that wrestling. That boxing and MMA co-heading.
The hybrid card. Yeah.
Oh, hang on a second. I got a phone call from Mad Chad here, bro. Mad Chad, what's up? Oh man, I'm sorry, bro. I didn't even see you back there. Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm paying attention.
Let me in, cocksucker.
Another one here. All right, bro. Sorry about that, man. Yeah, man. I wasn't paying attention to people backstage. I got a bunch of people back there.
So Bruce,
that's the legend. First of all, he's the first one in here. Crush, my brother. Damn. Thanks for coming, bro. Salute.
What's going on? I'm so happy to catch you live, bro, and just to be a part of it. My guy D Hodges, Gangsta UK, and Mad Chad. Salute to all you guys. I'm not familiar with the rest of you guys like that, but D Hodges is my guy. But salute to you guys. I hear y'all talking about some jazz, man.
Right.
I'm in my early 50s. I never really got a chance to see like a dynamite jazz musician. The closest thing I could get that I seen live was the Godfather of Soul of Funk, James Brown. I did get a chance to see James Brown. So.
If I may, Bruce, I wanted to run something by you on the subject of jazz and music in general.
Wait a minute, Doc.
Well, it went off what you said.
One second. Just hold it in there, Doc. Let's first we got Mad Chad in here. Let Mad Chad say a couple of things, and then we're going to go over to the Gangsta UK, and then Doc, you got it, my brother. But let's be orderly in here, brother, and then you can take over my panel. Mad Chad, salute my brother. First time you on here, second time you on here, first time you on here for a little while, man. Peace.
Yeah, I know. I think this is my maiden voyage, Mr. Bruce goes. What a beautiful channel. You got a beautiful camera, beautiful background, beautiful panel. Shout out to D Hodges, honestly, a brilliant boxing. If you hit D Hodges in the head, out pops a boxing glove. This man loves boxing. Shout out to D Hodges. Shout out to my bro, Mr. Doc. Honestly, rock and roll legend. The gangster from the UK, crushed the legend. Everybody in your chat. Bruce, I had a channel going. I said, wow, I got to close it down. Me and Bruce are like the boxing matches tomorrow night. We're running the stream at the same time. I go, aren't we fucking brilliant? Because I just love hanging out with Bruce Goes. I love hearing his opinions on these fights, all these magazines, all his wisdom, all these events he's been to, the love, the passion, the respect, the humility, the sympathy, the empathy this man has for the sport of boxing is bar none the best. I call him the GOAT, and I am honored to be.
I'm going to put you on mute, Mad Chad, if you don't tone that shit down, bro.
Well, shut the fuck up for a second. I'm talking, Bruce.
You got so much molasses on me as flies and stuff.
No, stop it, Bruce. No. So no, it's just a beautiful thing. We got some great fights coming up tomorrow. I'm so honored. I'm honored to be part of this. And Bruce, you got a rocking channel, and you got brilliant minds, brilliant chat going on, because you are the real deal. Like you're like one of my old uncles, Bruce. Honest to God, we're from the same neck of the woods, and you're a beautiful spirit. Shout out to the old lady. Shout out to the beautiful dog. Shout out to the ocean. Shout out to the sky. Shout out to the air and the water. Thank God, everybody drink a lot of water, and we got some great fights. Thank you. I just want to sit back, chill in, and let's see what we're chopping it up about, because this is
Mad Chad. Mad Chad. Before I'm going to ask you about the fights tomorrow, man. Who are you looking for in the fight between Lopez and Kambosa? Well, what do you think is going to happen in that fight?
Have the ambulance ready, like the old man saying, the angry Chihuahua, because the kid's for real. It's different level type fighter here. Kambosos can be ready. He can have trainer. He can do this. He can do that. But when you step into the ring with somebody that fucking put Richard Comey to sleep, that fucking beat Nakatani, that beat whatever the fucking guy's name was, the fisherman Lomachenko, the Russian communist cocksucker, right? He beat Loma, right? And then all of a sudden, now we're going, hey, now he's fighting this kid. Did anybody know who the fuck George Kambosos was? He sounded like a fucking you know, like an animal jumping through the fucking Australian fucking jungle. I mean, George Kambosos sounds like something Steve Irwin was hanging around with. I mean, who the fuck is George Kambosos? This is he's a fucking, he's a chinny chin. He's got a glass jaw. He's getting knocked the fuck out. This is a different level type thing. Let's all have a moment of silence for Kambosos because he's getting fucking rocked. That's my opinion on that.
I'm going for the upset. I'm going for the upset. I think he's going to upset. I swear to God, because nobody thought Rivas or whatever his name, Louise, was going to beat AJ. So I'm going to try an upset on. I'm going to try to bet on an upset for this one.
Hey, man.
God bless you. God bless.
Yeah, last guy. Who's that? Pigeon Mike Tyson. What's up with you, bro? Are you Pigeon Mike Tyson? Or are you Pigeon Mike Tyson?
He on mute. Unmute yourself, Pigeon Mike Tyson.
You're probably going to see male anatomy, Bruce, honestly. You never know with this guy.
Well, he can come back and try it again some other time then.
Yeah,
man.
that's what I'm saying. You never know.
This is boxing, as they say, you know?
Yeah, but the Fulton-Figueroa fight, that's the one I'm really looking forward to because I think that's a real 50-50 fight. Like, I think Fulton is the better boxer, but this Figueroa kid, he just comes out swinging. He's really kind of like an unorthodox high-volume puncher that really likes to use the body. And, like, I thought Leo, like when Fulton fought the last kid, a Mayweather fighter, I thought, you know, Leo was going to beat Fulton. I really thought Fulton beat him. But it was a 50-50 fight, you know, with the odds. It was very close. It was a pick'em fight. Now this fight right now, Figueroa is plus 350. Like he's a big underdog, and I think Figueroa is a much tougher fighter than Leo. I think it's a 50-50 fight. If someone had a gun to my head, I'd say Fulton. But I think just those odds are telling me, my God, I think Figueroa could pull off an upset. And I love his sister.
Oh. You know, anybody can get it, as they say.
What's not to love about Miss Figueroa? I'm just be honest.
Like Jennifer Lopez, who? Like, really?
Hey, as far as the fights tomorrow for me, I really want to see Figueroa and Fulton. I'm a Philly guy. I'm a non-biased guy because I don't go for all the Philly guys. I just love boxing. So Fulton, he's real nice, and as Mad Chad said, he can box. So it is a 50-50 fight. I have to agree with him. We don't know who's going to win. We don't know. We only can predict and assume. 50-50 fight, but I'm leaning towards in the favor for Fulton. But the reason why it's a 50-50 fight, because Fulton can box and Figueroa can rumble, he can fight. Not saying that Fulton don't have any dog in him, but it's not about if you got dog, it's about how you use the dog in you. Now, if he stay in his lane and be a dog as a boxer, then he got a great chance of winning. And the same thing goes for a Figueroa, but it's going to be an excellent fight. I expect it to be up for fight of the year. I got a few fights that's in the race for fight of the year, but I won't get into them right now. As far as fucking Teofimo, I can't stand that guy. I can't stand him. He beat Lomachenko. I'm not a big Lomachenko fan.
It's a Teofimo.
I wish they could run it back. Just to see what's going to happen, because this guy just been on this super diva shit ever since he beat Lomachenko. He think he done everything in the world. He's about one of the biggest duckers I ever seen in my 45 years of watching boxing. He blows a lot of fucking female smoke, bro. He's always talking all this trash. I don't know what's wrong with the kid. His eyes is poppy.
Do you like his dad? Is it your dad you don't like him?
I don't like neither one of them, bro, because they fraud. I see through cats, man. I'm from the concrete, so I can tell who's really a man or beast or beast, and I can tell who can't. I know the scent of it. Soon when I see it, soon when I smell it, they ain't that, bro. They ain't that. And both of them need the shit smacked out on with all the smoke they blowing. He's ducking Devin Haney. You don't want no tank. This guy's full of shit. He's running around thinking.
He beat up Devin. Tio beat up Devin.
The thing is, I don't think Kambosos has the pop to keep him off. You know, did you see when that strong guy, 300-pounder, gave Tio that body shot a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, I see it.
Oh, Bruce, come on, different animal. This kid's an animal. He's an animal.
Yeah.
That's one pop.
Electro Jed, hey, welcome to my panel, Electro Jed.
What's up, brother? How you doing? How's everyone else doing here?
I'm doing terrible, but that's beside the point.
Well, I'm sorry you're doing terrible. I hope you're doing better.
No.
My thing is, look, I'm not a big fan of Tio Femur Sr. I'm okay with Tio Jr. As far as ducking, I'm gonna call bullshit on that one. I don't think he's ducking anybody, but I think his father's talking way too much shit, which is making Tio Jr. look bad. That's what I think is going on. His dad needs to stay out of Tio's fucking finances. He does need to. He does need to chill out. He can train him all he wants. You know, he's a good trainer, but stay the fuck out of the finances, in my personal opinion. Now, and keep the fuck out of promotion.
Hey, shout out to El Chido Boxing. I hope I pronounce my brother's name right there. I hate to mess it up, but man, thank you for coming, my bro.
But I
Thomas
mean,
Jones, man, thanks for coming here too, bro. Appreciate it, man.
But I was gonna get on earlier, but I saw that you had somebody else on. I didn't want to be on at the same time as them, so, and I wasn't gonna just start no drama in your shit. So, just
drama here, bro. Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not that way, man. I'm not gonna.
I'm the director. I'm the producer. This is an X-rated drama show here, bro. Bring it up. Oh, is that the green back there, man?
Your shit, because I have personal issues with somebody.
That's okay, Jed.
That's just the way I feel. But I don't.
Whatever it do, bro. Just be comfortable.
Hey, Jed, you know what, Jed? I personally, I got crazy respect for that. I got mad respect.
You talking about?
Yeah, but that's just the way I am. But moving forward, though, I do think that like I said, I was saying earlier in match ads, is that I think I do think that Kambosis has about a 30 to 35% chance of winning. That's about it. No more than that.
Wow.
He has to stick and run, even though he has the longer reach. He's a bigger guy. He still needs to stick and run because Tio is very dangerous if you get too close to him. So if he tries to box with Tio, if he tries to get on the inside in the phone booth, he's gonna get fucked up. So he has to stick and run. He's gonna have to do a negative game with Tio to have a chance. Other than that, I don't see it happen. I don't see it happening.
I don't know. I think he's hungry enough, man. I think he's hungry enough. But that don't mean he's going to win. Yeah, I really do, because I know if I was Kambosis, bro, as long as Tio had me waiting, Tio getting that ass if it was me. And sometimes that can motivate a person enough, bro. We have seen a lot of guys with lighter hands, come out on top. So it's really not about the power all the time. Now, I don't think Tio is that great of a fucking boxer, to be honest. He's all right. That's why he been ducking smoke, that real smoke. So we gonna see, man.
Who he ducking?
Ducking Haney, he said it. He'd be ready for Haney in 3 to 5 years. That's when he lost me as a fan. He was live on YouTube, and he said, "I'll be ready." After you just beat Lomachenko, how you need 3 to 5 years to fight Haney? He said it out his own mouth. That's when he lost me. He lost me as a fan.
See, I never heard him say that, man.
I know, but who cares what talk is? Talk is Twitter wars, media wars, TikTok wars. I'm not about that. I just pull up who the fuck fought who. I pull up who they fought, then I pull up who they fought and this and that. I pull up kind of their resume. They're like if I'm hiring to be a boxer, like if I'm a company and I'm hiring, I look at the kid's fucking resume. fucking Tio's got a fucking killer fucking resume.
And I think he lost to Nakatani. I watched that fight 2-3 times.
He didn't.
He got a gift decision versus Nakatani. Nakatani was in that ass.
Salute to my bro, Mr. Mechanical out there, and shout out to Tyrone, bro. Thanks for coming to the channel. Okay, gentlemen, continue.
Isn't Takanaki the guy that made him say he don't like fighting taller guys? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Nakatani's a bad motherfucker, man. Nakatani.
So that's already a tell on himself. He'd already exposed himself. He don't like fighting people taller than him.
He beat a guy.
That means you're a bitch and a bully, bro. Where I come from, we chop down trees.
Crush. I don't think it's Lopez. I don't think Lopez is shying away from the fight, bro. I just don't think the fucking promotions are letting it happen. I don't know why, because this is the best fight at lightweight that they could make, and in the world right now, and it's a sin that it's not being made, bro.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm just gonna put it this way. Where was the petition? Oh, I'm sorry. There was no petition that needed to be filed from the Haney side of the camp.
But that's all bullshit.
No,
bro.
It's absolutely.
Yes, it is. If that fight should be made, bro, Jed.
Haney had to file the petition. Who's ducking? Haney didn't file the petition. Haney never went to a meeting. All right. Bill Haney's a liar. That's number one. And Devin Haney cannot.
Yeah, but see, how do you know this stuff, bro?
How do I know this stuff?
Right. Yeah, you don't know this.
I've been on streams where
you've been on streams, bro. Now people say so many things on streams.
You guys, hang on. You guys, all y'all, hang on, real quick, if I may, Bruce. I just want to say, all y'all are making me feel well behaved right now.
Well, see, I'm at the controls over here, Doc. So I'm not going to let anybody overtalk anybody, especially me. But a lot of things we hear, we repeat them and they get repeated, and then all of a sudden it becomes law. I mean, when you hear something, you got to do your research. You can't just ride on the train because somebody said it and they said it and somebody else said it. A lot of this stuff is internet bullshit, bro. You've been around long enough.
I get what you said. That's how come I didn't make a snap judgment especially when it comes to Bill Haney. I wouldn't make a snap judgment because I got a chance to see the guy. I got a chance to meet him. Not in person, but on the internet.
He's a fucking asshole.
I've asked a couple of questions, and I've listened to him talk, and then I watch him on other channels, and I watch different behaviors that happen on certain channels.
Him and Victor Conte are lovers.
But that being said, I've noticed that Bill Haney will only talk on channels that trash talk Teofimo. That's it. He won't go on channels that'll be fair and ask both sides the question and see what comes forth. He won't. It has to be the channels he goes on will either have to be Haney biased or he won't show up at all. That tells me the nature. That tells me the nature and the measure of a man. I will talk on any panel. I will talk on any panel about any fighter at any time. And I'm not biased towards towards any particular fighter, but I will say the truth from what I see and from my standpoint.
Now, how about the old man Lopez, man? I mean, is that guy out of his fucking mind?
He's out of his mind.
That's why they don't like the kid. That's why all these fans, they don't like the kid because of the old man.
He got Andy Garcia beat. He has Angel Garcia beat, yo.
But see, I think this is the kind of character that boxing needs, man. I mean, bro, because he's from old school. He's like a Lou Duva. Like Freddie Flintstone coming back again, and that's what keeps it popping, man. That's what made me fall in love with boxing.
Stoney, remember Stoney? You guys remember Stoney?
Angelo Pazienza. Oh, dude.
Wow. You talking
about so many fathers.
He's like Lou Albano.
Hey, Joe Lopez 40 ounce. Thanks for coming in here, bro. I see you all the time in the other chats, bro. I'm gonna hook you right up, man.
I constantly
Bruce,
don't like
do you have
the way
any Playboy magazines?
I don't like the way Senior.
I do, Mad Chad. I have one. Yeah. Most of them, the pages are stuck together, but I think I might have one here.
Bruce's Playboy. Bruce's most recent Playboy's got Eartha Kitt on the cover, right? It took Bruce a second on that one. Man, he got it.
I'm gonna show you one that I have if I can find it.
Crush got that too. He got that too. The Eartha Kitt.
Crush.
Hey, man.
Hey, what's up, bro? Eartha Kitt is out my league, man.
I'm just saying, in her day, man. Woo!
She was fine. Definitely.
You gotta understand. Eartha Kitt is my day. The Batman era. That was the baddest Eartha Kitt.
Pow! Zap! Right? Yep. Catwoman. Woo! That Catwoman was fine. Catwoman was fine. She was a fine mother.
Dude, that accent. Am I wrong? Come on. Be honest.
That accent used to have my little Woody, so.
Exactly.
I would have knocked off doing Boomerang, though. I would have knocked off him, but now she a little too.
My bad.
I would have knocked off doing Boomerang. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I would have.
My bad, Boomerang.
There you go, Bruce.
Oh, there it is. Now, who is that? I can't see the thing. Chyna. Oh, Chyna. Okay, WWE. Okay.
Oh well, yeah. That's a fucking Amazon for real.
Oh yeah, baby.
I would have climbed that tree, fellas. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I would have climbed that tree.
On dogs, I would have hit. I would have hit Chyna on dogs. I would. I ain't gonna lie. She would get it.
Yeah.
Because she can manhandle me.
Bruce, your Hustler magazines.
I never needed those. I always went with Hustler women. So, man, didn't need the magazine when I had the real thing, my brother. But I feel you, bro. I feel you.
But before Playboy, I'm not gonna lie. I thought she was a man. I swear to God, just her facial structure. Her facial. It was her facial structure. It was shaped like a man. But once I seen her in Playboy, I knew she was really a woman. But I ain't gonna lie. I thought she was a man.
Hang on. She was
been filed down.
She was in one of those Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. For the life of me, I cannot remember which one. I want to say. Was it Double Impact? She was in one of them. But this is before she got to WWE. When she was in the Van Damme movie, she looked a lot better. I don't know what she got on. All right, I don't know. Yeah. All right, there you go. Yeah. And she was built. She had the legs and everything. That was like her gimmick. She crushed. Remember, she used her legs to break the guy's neck or whatever in Double Impact. Okay. But she didn't look the way she looked, like the chin and everything. I don't know what they put her on, but something went on between the time she made that movie and the time that you first saw her in WWE. That's what I'm getting at.
Well, see, she was from New Hampshire. She's Triple H's. She was Triple H's girlfriend when she.
Oh, he's got the inside scoop. Okay.
Oh yeah, they were an item, and she came on as the ninth wonder of the world. She was the bodyguard for Shawn Michaels when they had the Click. But her and Triple H were, they were together. They were an item. Yeah. And I've seen her on that Shock Jock. What the hell is this? Howard Stern.
Yeah.
Where she spilled it all. I mean, she takes it up the kazoo and everything she mentioned. Oh, yeah. You seen that article? You see that interview, Crush?
Yeah.
But man, Chyna was raw. But anyway, that's where Triple H cheated on Chyna with Stephanie McMahon, and that's where the whole fucking Chyna got fired. And she was unhireable. You know, McMahon went with blood over talent, and he got her jaw filed down, got the implants.
Bruce,
You know,
did you
made her
hear
woman.
this?
She looked like a guy when she first came around. And dude, she was benching 2 1/4. That's 4 of those 45-pound plates on a fucking Olympic bar. Most of the guys in the gym can't do that. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Damn.
Chyna was doing that for reps.
Yeah, she's a freak. Bruce, did you hear that Gamache is going to be with T.O. in the corner? Joe?
Yeah, I did, man. I did.
Yeah, because he was up here at Thanksgiving. You know, my coworker Nate Gamache. You know, I work with him. You know, we curry around here. Joey was up here for Thanksgiving, and Joey's really high on Otto, and they're looking at maybe a title fight or something, because Joey said he's ready, and but the word is Joey's going to be in Gamache's corner, and I know that George Ferocious Kambosis was saying, "Oh, you got rid of everybody. You're not with Gamache." Believe me, that's where Joey lives. Joey's in Manhattan. He's got a gym right there in New York, and you know, believe me, that's where T.O.'s been getting his work done. Joey's part of that team. Believe me, he was a big part of beating Lomachenko. And Anthony Joshua, I would not be shocked. I don't know if he's announced his trainer yet, but I would not be shocked if it would be Joey Gamache, where Joey was also a trainer in the Lomachenko camp with Vasily. I think Joey Gamache is one of the best kept secrets in boxing. I heard he's got 5 years left. He wants to do boxing for 5 more years and get out of it. So Anthony Joshua, keep an eye on Joey Gamache.
Hey, he's one of the trainers now. You know, one of the former boxers. I mean, Joey Gamache, he held the world title for a while, didn't he? He held the
he did, and he got the Gotti, and I think we're going to see a Gotti Gamache type event tomorrow, because Tio is a big fucking dude. This is going to be his last fight at this weight, and I think you're going to almost see a Gamache Gotti type fight, where you're going to see this Kambosos get fucking laid out, because he ain't a tough kid. This kid doesn't have a chin of granite. He's been rocked. He's been knocked out in the amateurs with headgear on. He's been buzzed by fucking Lee Selby. Lee Selby's got pillows for fists. I mean, he got rocked by Lee Selby. Tio hits like a train. That's why Lomachenko didn't go in to fucking fight with him. And they said Lomachenko dominated him. Look at the 12th round. Just pull up the 12th round when it was mano a mano, balls to the wall. Tio was going to knock him out if it was going to go 15 rounds. Believe me. Tio did a backflip at the end of that fight. This is a different animal. And Kambosos is in for a Gamache Gotti type event. And this is a one-sided affair, Bruce. And that's all I have to say. If Kambosos can pull off this upset, this will be bigger to me than Buster Douglas beating Tyson.
Well, see, it's funny you say that, because I saw the weigh-in today, and Tio looked like he was hydrated. I mean, he was dehydrated. You know, he just made that 135-pound limit, bro. I wouldn't be surprised if he did pull a freaking a Gamache and Gotti on him and comes into that fight as a welterweight. You know, he was drained. He just made that weight.
There was only one person looking at the weigh. The big guy.
I wasn't looking at
Kambosos camp. The Kambosos camp didn't sit there and look at the scale. Like, they stepped on it and they just went. The DeMonte, the ring announcer, said 135. There was no, and he looked like 140. Like, believe me, I thought he looked big then. I thought he looked all right then.
I thought he looked drained, and when they stood side by side, I thought Kambosos looked bigger at the weigh-in. But now they're gonna now he gets rehydrated. Now he puts that water weight back on. Plus he has a couple of meals, man. Like you said, man, Gotti and Gamache. That was murder in the ring right there, bro. That was. I thought Gamache was dead. That's how bad of a beast
his head hit like Patrick Day. You know, rest in peace, Mr. Patrick Day. But Gamache's head, he suffered brain damage from that. But he is a Yoda type trainer, and believe me, he helped Tio with that game plan to solve the matrix there. And you know, you could say, people say score it this way, score it that way. I had money on Lomachenko just for the fact that someone bet me even money, and I go, okay, even money, I'll take it. I was rooting for Tio, but Tio won that fucking fight. I mean, he beat Lomachenko, and styles make fight. You know, and Tio's a different type of dude. Richard Comey is a tough dude, and this is a one-sided affair, Bruce. Honestly, this is one of those fights, a mandatory fight that I didn't want to see. Like, it should have been Haney, it should have been Tank, it should have been Ryan Garcia, it should have been one of those 4 so-called queens. You know what I mean? But did anybody know about George Kambosos prior to Teofimo?
Nope. Those fights with the 4 queens are the only fights that make sense at 135, man. And every one of those fights is.
I like that, guys. I like that. The 4 queens. That's good.
Oh yeah, man.
Because they still tight about Kid Gallahan. I know they are. I didn't know who the hell that guy was, but he went over there to the UK and beat him and brought the belt back to America.
Kiko. To be fair,
and nobody knew who he was though.
Kiko's been around.
Kiko's been around for a long time.
Yeah. He just usually loses at the highest level.
Yeah.
Tico's been around.
Tico's been around for years.
But yeah, Tico was not supposed to win that.
But that was dramatic. I mean, that was 2
yes.
Eddie that night.
But
Eddie
was
going to be the 3rd guy knocked out.
Not to toot my own horn, but I did say because Galahad came in overweight, and he still had he came in overweight by 16 ounces. He still had to continue to make weight for 2 hours afterwards, which actually affects how you fight the next day, which is why he lost, and I called that.
Nice one.
Oh, I call so many of them, bro. I just don't gloat over them, man, anymore.
No, I gloat. I'm gonna gloat because I lost. I lost a couple. I get to gloat about one.
All fair.
The only one I shamelessly have been gloated. The most recent one I've shamelessly gloated over was I was immediately staunch and unwavering that Crawford was going to stop Porter. I don't care about the fact that his dad did it when he did. Whatever. Bottom line is, I was right.
Dude, I was so mad about that stoppage, man. Oh, you just don't know, because I had to eat a lot of crow because I was going for Porter. You know, I was going for Porter by decision. I remember telling you. I remember telling Doc. I remember telling Chad. And I made this. I think I told Bruce too. And then I remember going into H Money's and saying, yeah, I think Porter's going to take it. And when they threw that towel in, I was saying, what in the fucking iota bullshit is this? Why are you calling the fight? That man is nowhere near not ready to go in for the fight. And this guy.
But listen. What's the point in having your son? What's the point in having your son take more damage? Because even if it was a close fight, them 2 knockdowns, Crawford would have won anyway by decision. Sean Porter would have had to knock Crawford down twice just to make it a draw. So it's like, if you already see your fighter losing, why let him keep taking the damage? And that second knockdown. No, but he did, because listen, they showed the highlight of him getting up from the second knockdown. When you got to go on your gloves and slide sideways to get back up, you're not in good condition.
Look,
that's not good condition. And Bud might have went in there and then got the 3rd knockdown. It would have been over anyway. 3 knockdown rules. So in my opinion, I feel Kenny, like me being a father though, my son been knocked down twice. No way he's gonna come back. It's not like he got wilder power where he could throw one punch and stop button. All it was gonna do was get worse and worse and worse. In my opinion, it wasn't gonna get no better though. So everybody need to stop that. Kenny Porter's just a dad looking out for his son, and his son was getting beat down. So I would throw in the towel too. I don't want to see my kid brain damaged. And Bud was.
The thing is, I'm going to agree with you, D. Hodges.
There's my 2 kids right there. I wouldn't have thrown it in that situation. I wouldn't have thrown it in.
Yeah, he wasn't hurt like that.
I'm on for the record. I'm on the fence. I get what you're saying. If I'm the father, right, that's one thing. If I'm just the fucking trainer trying to win a fight,
No, if I sign up for that,
it's a whole separate deal. Which is why, to finish my point off, I would, if I had kids, I would never professionally train them. I'd let someone else handle that, so that I'm not. Yeah, go ahead, Bruce. Sorry.
I agree with that, Doc. But I'm gonna have to say, man, watching that fight and watching it again and knowing the facts behind it, Kenny Porter knew what Bud Crawford was capable of doing, and he knew the condition of his son. I kind of saw almost an unverbal message being spoken when Sean Porter went down and pounded the mat. He knew his father was going to stop that fight, and he knew he knew why, because Sean Porter, Bud Crawford is a finisher, bro. I mean, whatever you want to say about the guy, he's a hawk when it comes to he's got that Sugar Ray Leonard eye of the tiger, the hawk look. When he gets you in trouble, you're out of there. And he was getting better and better, and Sean was getting, he had blown his load. Unfortunately, he had done the best he could. He didn't look any different than he did against Errol Spence. Any different than he did against Danny Garcia. It was the same Sean Porter. He's landing punches. He wasn't hurting Bud. He shook him up a little bit. But Bud, once he started hurting Sean, and bro, the father. Kenny Porter did not want to see Sean carried out. He ran him under the bus at the end. I mean, he wasn't prepared properly.
I didn't appreciate that at all.
That bullshit should have been saved for the locker room. But as far as stopping the fight, man, I see my son getting beat on, and I know it's about to happen. That was only the first 15 seconds of the round. You got to remember that too, bro.
40, yeah. 2 minutes and 45 seconds left.
In my opinion, he shouldn't have stopped the fight. And everyone else got their chance to explain. Let me explain why. First of all, in no way, shape, or form was he incoherent. In no way, he had all his faculties about him. All right, getting up. Yeah, you want to take the full 8 count before you get up, so you get that chance to rest. But he was not loopy whatsoever. This man had all his faculties about him. He could have got to the end of that round, and all he needed, because I still had him. With those 2 knockdowns, that made the fight even, because before those 2 knockdowns, I had Porter slightly ahead. So he was still capable, depending on what happened in that 11th round. I think he was still capable of possibly pulling a win. But if he would have got knocked down again, then I would have said, okay, now call it. Then
Kenny Porter knew. Kenny Porter was right there, and Sean Porter didn't argue after the fight was over. He didn't say anything.
That's he was pissed at first.
Hey man, I'll let you finish. Give me a break, sunshine. I'll block you. I'm only kidding, Jed. But no, well, I'm just saying. As looking at it twice, I just saw Sean Porter as beat up. Kenny Porter knew that it was only going to be a continued beating. He said he was thinking about retiring before the fight. He had that speech already planned. He didn't have it in him to finish the fight. He was done. Kenny knew that, man. What else could Sean Porter do? Mad Chad, man. Sorry about that, bro. Get you right in here. He's given us enough entertainment. I didn't care to see him get knocked out, maybe taken out on a stretcher. The fight was over. It's over, son. It's over, man. That was without a Kenny's lips, man.
Could I give you a response on a dad that's lost a son, in a heroic event? You know what I mean? I lost a kid before, and I have another kid playing basketball, and he best fucking die for that basketball. He best fucking rip it out of the fucking motherfucker's hands and fucking bite the other motherfucker's arm off, and he best fucking fight through an injury and get the fucking ball and get it. Whatever. If you sign up to do that, if my son was in that ring boxing, and I don't care about anything. When that fight was stopped, I was like, why is it stopped? That was my first response, and I always go with my first response. I was shocked that it was stopped, and like I say, he was fucked up, and most likely he was gonna leave on a stretcher, or most likely get really knocked out again and just flattened. You know what I mean? And they go over, wake him up, little smelling salt, smell. You know what I mean? Because he's a warrior. And who knows? There was probably a 99.444% chance that he was going to win Crawford if the fight would have continued. But there still was that chance that Porter would have maybe low blowed him by accident, and they had to fucking deduct a point. And then all of a sudden he hits him with an overhand just because he's dying and he's just throwing from his ass, and he just catches him. Which was, people win mega bucks. And I think that was a personal connection. Like, people know he knew Porter. There was a personal connection between the fighters. It became personal. But I believe if that would have been Deontay Wilder, let's just go back to Wilder that everybody just shits on this motherfucker, right? If that would have been Deontay Wilder, he would have fired his fucking dad. He would have said, "Dad, you cunt, fucking white flag, yellow belly, Kenny Rogers, coward of the county, cunt, sucker." Let's just go there for a second, all right? Because we're dealing in a sport. We're dealing in a sport that it's life or death. You signed in a contract to go in there to die.
I got to shout out my brother Trey X out there. Andre, thanks for coming in, man. And Timmy's back there. Timmy, I can't put you on there. I can only put 6 people on. I just have a basic account. So hang in there, bro. Soon as there's an opening, you get right on here, man.
Yeah, shout out, seriously, shout out to Trey X, man, the fastest play-by-play in the West. Am I right?
Trey X is the best, man.
But you follow me?
Absolutely.
Can you follow me? Let's just put Deontay Wilder. Let's put Deontay Wilder in Sean Porter's fucking shoes. Let's just talk about that for a second. Let's go around the horn and talk about Deontay Wilder and Sean Porter. Yeah, let's go there.
What do you got? What do you mean? Lay it out. What's the exact
Deontay Wilder's firing his dad. Deontay Wilder's like, really? You're stopping the fight now? Okay, Deontay Wilder's got to go out, and Deontay Wilder's going out face first, the fucking bottoms up, 10 toes fucking for real. I mean, Sean Porter, he pussyfooted out. That dad.
Okay.
It's the right decision. You can look at it being right, but I think it was a false fucking.
Hear me out.
You don't throw it in.
Well, see, Mad Chad, you're the kind of guy that always bases a fighter on his last fight. I know you did that with Tyson as a quitter, with Roberto Duran, but see, that's part of their whole makeup. And you're right, man. Sean Porter, he had his day. To me, I looked at it where this was a swan song for him. Like I said earlier, he had his retirement speech planned. So he didn't have that dog in him like Wilder. Well, he'd go to the grave. He still will. He fired Mark Breland for even the assumption of throwing in the towel.
Yeah.
And what I'm arguing is Kenny,
Bruce.
To your point,
I love Wilder for that, and I even loved him more the last fight.
I get it. I think what happened is Kenny is doing everything he can.
Kenny's a fucking rainbow warrior.
Hold on. Kenny's trying to prevent
a fucking lollipop sucker. He's a fucking sellout.
He's trying to prevent his son from getting knocked out the way Fury got.
He sold his son out. He sold his son out. He's a bad dad.
That's a separate discussion. I'm not.
But see, that all depends on where you're coming from. If you're looking for the brutality of boxing, he should have let the sport continue. To please us. But he was caring about his son. He was caring about his son not getting hurt. He
didn't believe in his son.
The human element, bro.
He wouldn't have signed his son up for boxing if he cared about his son getting hurt. His son's been through fucking 17 wars already. His son already been hurt.
Chad, calm down. Either way, that's his son, I think, is the point here.
Hey, Silk Sheets, Mad Chad. How many times have you said that? Shout out to Doughboy Boxing out there in Tate, man.
Facts, Bruce. Let's go right back to that. That's what I think the bottom line is. His dad knows, hey, you got a big career outside of boxing. You don't need to be hooked up like fucking on a life support system. I get it, Bruce. But I think they went out.
Exactly what I agree
I think they went out in an all right fashion, Bruce, for the betterment of it. But the betterment of boxing, the boxing that I love, is you go out life or death. And when my friend, a boxer that I knew, that when he lost that, I'm gonna go in there willing to die, he started losing fights. And I think that happens to a lot of fighters, and I think it happened with Anthony Joshua.
I agree with that 100%. And I can see Sean Porter because we see it before our very eyes, bro. We see him announcing fights. We see him doing his podcast. He's looking good, man. He's built his father's house right across the street from his.
Yeah.
You know, how
They got
can
a
you
business.
how can you be Marvin Hagler on the dunes with the war on your head? You know, when you know them silk sheets are very comfortable, bro.
Yeah.
I can't for the life of me I can't see the argument there. Kenny was wrong in my opinion. He shouldn't have stopped the fight.
Well, you know
If
that's a history. That's history now,
yeah,
Jed.
it is history now, but I'm
It
just
is, bro.
Kenny's
No,
wrong in my opinion. I'm a
For
dad.
the record, as a fan, Jed, as a fan, I 110% completely agree with you. I like to see an organic finish, right? I want to see if there's going to be a knockout, flatten them out, man, right? I'm with you
like to see that
100%,
too,
but I can exactly, Bruce. I can compartmentalize my fandom from if I was in Kenny's position. You get what I'm trying to say?
I get
If
what
I'm in,
Totally,
if I'm
dog.
in-
Totally, dog.
if it's
Totally.
me, I'm admitting. Hang on, I'm admitting I have different standards between if I'm in the fucking stands versus if I'm in the corner and it's my kid. Those are two different, realities. If
I'm
you
gonna
will.
tell you right now, as a dad, right? You guys, I think you guys forget. I'm a dad 4 times over, and I'm a granddad 2 times over. I know the feeling. But
If this would have been Porter's like 3rd or 4th fight, his old man would have kept it going. But he already made it. He already made the money. He already got the name. He already got the brand. Sean Porter's a brand. He's got a business outside of boxing. And that's what it's all about. Bruce hit the nail right on the head when he said, "The sheets are silky."
But you know what he can say, Mad Chad? You know what he can hang his hat on out of all the guys in his little group will say, right? That era will say, Crawford, Broner, Thurman, Paulie, etc., right? And Porter, that whole group, out of that whole, and Spence too, out of that whole group, Porter is going to go down as the only one that can say he fought them all. Win, lose, or draw, he fought them all.
Let me ask you a question.
And that means something to me, anyways. That means something. I apologize. Go ahead.
Let me ask you a question.
Hey, salute to Timmy, man. Hey, one thing too. I want to thank Black and Brown. He said he shared my video. I don't know what that means, bro, but I guess it means more people are going to see me making a fool out of myself over here. So, shout out to my brother Black and Brown, man. Thank you.
Let me ask you
and Timmy Nealon, we finally got your spot in here, man. I know I'm crowded. I'm gonna have to upgrade my services. See if they take EBT cards at StreamYard. I'll do that after the show's over. But anyway, man, I'm limited to 6 guests, and I never thought there was going to be 6 clowns that would jump on with me. Well, 5 anyway, and it's way out in the back room. So, well, we got a 3-ring circus over here, man. I appreciate it. You guys keep it rolling, bro. I'm digging it, man.
Timmy Nealon, Ireland, Timmy Nealon, Julio Cesar Martinez, Timmy Nealon, Ireland, Timmy Nealon, Ursula, Timmy Nealon.
Julio Cesar Martinez is my dude, man. He's gonna fucking dominate 115 and then move up to 180 and dominate the shit out of that as well.
Jesus,
no, I tried letting him in, Tyrone. I couldn't let Timmy in. The thing kept coming up saying I could only let 6 people in. I had to go to a premium thing, and I don't want to do it now in between the show. But next time I come on here, believe me, I'll have room for everybody. It'll be like the Brady Bunch up here,
Man, we got
with Mad Chad in the middle.
Bruce, we got New Year's Eve morning, right? We got Kazuda Ioka against Ankas. Unification at 115. That is fucking top notch. Anyway,
you like those little guys. So
fucking right, Timmy. Fucking right, James Bond.
Yeah, them little guys, man. They're little.
Turn your mic down, some bro. You loud. You loud. Let me ask you a question real quick. All right. This is about 147 because I've been thinking about some the last couple of days about 147. Now that Sean's retired, Danny is moving up to 154. I've been thinking 147 is starting to spin out a little bit because now you just have you have Bud, You have Thurman still lurking around. You have Spence. After that, you got this newer generation that's coming up. You got Boots Dennis, you got Speedy Rashidi Ellis, who haven't had a fucking fight since I don't know when. Virgil Ortiz, I think it's time before it gets a little too boring because 147 has been popping for a minute, very, very consistent, but it's starting to thin out with guys retiring, moving on. They up in age. We have to take and thought that these guys that we talking about, Bud and these guys, they're in their early mid 30s now. So most of them not gonna really be at 147 too long. Spence is going up to 154. Bud is going up there. But my question is, with the little gap with guys moving out, who should be fighters that we see that should get fights right now? All this shit that fighters ain't ready. They're fucking professionals. They're ready. They even gonna be ready to win or ready to lose. But if they professionals, they're ready. I'm tired of guys making that excuse about somebody's not ready. I'm tired of fighters talking about somebody ain't ready. When I hear a fighter say he ain't ready, that makes me think they have doubt in defeating that fighter. And that goes for any fighter that said it. If Errol said it, Bud, whoever. When fighters say that, that's how I feel. But what's y'all take on that? What y'all feel about the state of 147 right now?
Hey, man, I'll start it off and we'll go around the circle. But, my take on that is Errol Spence and Bud Crawford need to fight. They're closer to 35 than they are to 30. I mean, we look at the greatest fight we've seen in welterweight history. And what was that, man? That was Leonard and Hearns, 23 and 25. Bro, I mean, they're ready. This fight is ready. If this fight doesn't happen, it's going to be one of these fantasy fights that we wish had happened. And it's crazy. And this is going to start clearing up the welterweight division. If Errol Spence isn't given the okay to fight, I mean, he's running around town now. He's sparring. He should have the okay to fight. He hasn't defended his title in 2 years. Don't they make him like a champion emeritus or whatever it is, and let the other fighters fight for the IBF belt and the WBC belt, and then when he's ready to fight, one contender. It's crazy how the title is being frozen. The two belts are being frozen, and the welterweight division is a mess. So these two have to fight. If they don't,
a glamorous division.
Definitely, the glamour division of boxing always has been, man. And if you can't get these two cats to get in the ring and fight each other, they're going to have to mandate it. These federations that run boxing that have no business running their own backyards. That the president is handed down from father to son. It sounds like some kind of a dictatorship. And one of these banana republic countries that's going to be taken over by El Presidente.
Yeah.
One of the gorillas.
As I see it now,
they mandate the rules and we follow them. And this is what's happening in the welterweight division. We should demand these fights. These fights should be made. Errol Spence should either fight or give his titles up, come back to get him when he's well again. That what they have to do is get more excitement in there. The glamour division. And Boots Ennis and Virgil Ortiz. Absolutely, they're going to be right in the mix, man. There's no more marinating, no waiting around. Get these guys fighting the best fighters. The time is ready, Joe. Just look what happened in 1980. Leonard and Hearns, 23 and 25. Do it again. Make history. Okay, next one on the panel who will answer that will be Mr. Doc, followed by Electro Jed.
If Spence take all the other just to use the paradigm you've set out there, all right? A fight I remember very well, Leonard Hearns won, all right? Here's the thing. If Spence and Crawford fight right now, it's more like the fight that we had to wait forever for, Leonard Hearns 2. They've already skipped past the opportunity, as you kind of said or implied, I would say, right? Of fighting each other in their primes. We're already past that point. So we're already to Leonard Hearns 2, where both of them, in my opinion, are at best going to be, closing in on the downside, if not noticeably on the downside. Because they're going to be in their mid-30s. It is what it is. So to me, that in other words, that's a layer of tarnish, that takes it, a layer of luster, I should say, that it takes off the whole thing.
Fact. Electro Jed, go ahead, man.
Well, I'm at the age where I fucking forgot most of the shit I was going to say.
That's why I
started. It's all my fault, Ken. It's all my.
You have to put me. You have to make sure someone else talked me out of it. But I'm going to say what I do. But it's still up here. It's still a little bit up here. First of all, there's still a lot of talent in this division. There's a lot of good talent in this division. You got Virgil. You got. God damn, I can't even remember names. Too much fucking. There's, like I said, there's plenty of talent out there. Enos, right? Enos. You got the kid from Scotland. You got all kinds of talent out there. So just because one or two players are not stepping up, the rest can step up. And all that's going to show is that the people that were waiting, they let their time pass them by. Someone like Errol Spence, fuck him. His time has passed him by. He's going to become irrelevant, and whose fault is that going to be? His own fault. Just like with Thurman. He's irrelevant now as it is. Whose fault is that? That's his own fucking fault. All right? So let these young guns get up there and do their thing. I'll be happy with it.
Let them take out the trash, Jed? Is that what you're saying? Let them take out the trash?
Take out that old fucking trash that's been sitting there gathering flies and stinking up the place.
All right, let me ask you this. Are you implying what I'm thinking, which is Thurman, if you ask me, he's food for Ortiz or even Boots right now?
He is. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Why would he want to do that? He's going to embarrass himself. Those kids got talent.
I agree.
Those kids got talent, and Thurman is well past it. His time is come and gone.
Talk about 1 foot out the door, right?
So
Crawford irrelevant?
I don't know. I didn't say Crawford was irrelevant. Don't ever.
No, Thurman. We're talking about Thurman.
I said Thurman. And if Spence don't fucking be careful, he's going to become irrelevant too. He's going to become irrelevant within the next year or two if he don't be careful. Seriously, he needs to keep his name and he needs to keep his fucking skills up. And if he doesn't, he's going to go by the wayside. And you know what? No one will care because you got up and comers now that can hold the division down. And that's what I'm looking forward to, honestly. And
well, see, these guys want hardware, bro. These guys want belts now. You think Errol Spence should be able to hold these belts hostage until he decides to defend them?
No.
I don't think any. Look, in my opinion, if you haven't had a fight in a year, that shit should be taken away from you. That's how I feel. If a fighter's been inactive, they should either if they've been inactive for a year or longer, they should be either A, stripped of their belt, or B, stripped of their ranking. And put down at the bottom of the fucking list. But there's no way a fucking fighter that
medically, I think they should do it diplomatically. I think they should, remove Tate's belt, but still keep him as the next available challenger as soon as he's medically cleared to fight. So it makes sense for the federations. Keep those keep those
You was doing good in math last year. What's the problem?
The fees for defending the belt. What are they? The sanctioning fees.
There you go. Thank you.
It was in the back of my head. I had to hit it out there and get it to the front. But they're not making any dough with Errol Spence on the sidelines and sanctioning fees.
Listen, if you got a champion that hasn't fought in a year, I don't care if it's for injuries or not. And I'll give it to you. Let's say a champion is injured. Take the fucking belt from him. Let somebody and give him the opportunity to fight.
That's what champion emeritus is for, supposedly, right?
But why keep that belt stagnant?
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to use their own logic against him here, Jed. Following, isn't that what they? I think WBA and WBC have something they call champion emeritus, meaning exactly what the scenario you're describing. They got an injury. They didn't lose it in the ring. So we'll make them champion emeritus, freeing up the real belt. You follow?
Right.
And the champion emeritus can invoke their rematch at any time because
I
they
see
only
no
went out.
I see no problem with that. I see.
So
no
yeah,
problem.
why aren't they using their own shit to fucking clear up the problem you're describing?
In the meantime, give us these exciting fights then. You know, but no, we got to sit here and wait a year. There's no reason the fight fan or any other fighter, any true contender, should have to wait a fucking year for a possibility at a shot at the belt.
Well, look what they're doing to Ugas also in the welterweight division. He beat Manny. He's the super champion, and now he's got to enter a tournament.
He's caught in the cross.
It makes no sense. You know, the WBA, the WB, all those federations, they all cross address each other. You know, like Doc was saying, they're not going to let a fighter step down. And the enumeratus, they did that for Manny Pacquiao. Remember when they did that for him, and they let him go for 2 years holding the belt, and that I think that's how Ugas got his belt, because they created that belt, and
champion.
They go against their own rules, and then they'll come out with a super champion, a regular champion. But it's all for sanctioning fees, and like I said originally, my point is that they're going against their own rules. They're saying one thing and they're doing another, which is we're putting up with it. It's ridiculous, bro. You know, we want to see the best fight the best. We don't care what kind of hardware they're wearing across their shoulders. We want to see the fights happen, and damn, you know, I'm going to keep pulling these mags up and go back to them, bro. I was looking at this one earlier, man. I pulled it up earlier, bro. Fucking.
What do we got here?
Let me get Mad Chat in here.
There he is.
I'm just going to jump on the screen for a second if I'm doing this right here. I think I am. Boom, boom. I mean, he's freaking 21 years old, and he's saying Leonard's scared. He's calling Sugar Ray Leonard out in a national publication. Why don't we see Errol Spence out there calling out Bud Crawford and accepting the terms now? It's boxing. It's the shit show that it is, and you know we're all on board for the ride.
Exactly. Yeah.
Rascal, I can't let you in, bro. I can only let 6 people in here, bro. But as soon as I get a break, bro, hang in there, man.
I'm gonna step down so he can get in.
Okay, bro, Jed.
I'd like to talk about that, welterweight division.
Go ahead, Matt. Chad, we'll give you the mic. Jed, thanks for coming here, bro.
You're looking at the man with Errol Spence, like you're saying, Errol, you got to get going on here. Something's got to happen here. You're announcing a fight. Are you ready to fight? What's going on? Bud Crawford is the pound-for-pound top 3 fighter in the world. Errol needs to fight Bud. It needs to happen in 2022. If it doesn't happen, it'll go down in history as one of the biggest fucking what the fuck happened there in the sport. It's going to be out with the old and with the new. You're looking at these 2 young killers. You're looking at this Philadelphia fighter, Boots Ennis. You're looking at this fucking, Virgil Ortiz. These 2 are young killers that are on a collision course. And they're on a collision course to clean that division up because it seems like it's been asleep. Bud's moving the right way. Bud's a free agent now. Bud will be able to do what he's going to do. But Bruce, like you say, what's going on with Errol? Errol is the big joker in this whole fucking deck of cards. What the hell's going on with Errol? Because when's the last time he fought, Bruce? Danny Garcia? And that was after the crash. That was after the God willing. How the hell did he survive that incident? So he comes back. He suffers the eye injury. His greatest fight that he'll ever have in his career against Manny Pacquiao. Ugas takes all the steam. Ugas is there too. Ugas should fight Crawford. If Crawford doesn't fight Spence next, he should fight Ugas.
Fact. Hey, let me shout out Stormy B, man, out there, man. Thanks for coming over here, brother. I appreciate it, man. I just stepped on for a little while. I was going to talk about my magazines over here, man. I'm going to be dropping them off. In fact, I got the idea from you, my brother. I'm going to say that I stole one from you. I'm asking people in my chat. Just say I want to mag the 25th person who says that. I'm going to send them out this rare edition here, man. This Ring magazine. It's a heavyweight edition. It's something I think any boxing fan would be proud to own, man. It's going to be shipped to the 25th person. It's edition 1. It's the first one out there from Ring Magazine for the heavyweight division. It explains every heavyweight champion from John L. Sullivan down to Evander Holyfield.
Wow!
Like I said, man, Stormy B gave me the idea. I couldn't have a trivia because, man, anybody can Google the answer or use Alexis. So, the 25th, Give Me a Mag is going to get it. My wife's been gracious enough to count them for me, bro. And that's how we're going to do it. So shout out to my brother Stormy B, man, for giving me the idea. Maybe getting a little action going on this channel because we're all here to talk boxing, bro.
Bruce.
The Over the Hill gang and Rascalot, bro. I'm sorry to be talking over you. You came in, man.
Rascalot.
Thanks for coming in my channel, bro. What's up?
Rascalot.
What's going on, man? Hey, I just want to say something real quick because I've been seeing this a lot. And I just want to reply to somebody in the chat, and also what I've been seeing a lot is people has this conspiracy that Porter threw this fight. Look, there's no reason for Porter to throw this fight. He wasn't going to beat Crawford on his best day. He wasn't going to beat Crawford with a whole bunch of steroids stuck up his behind. He was never going to beat Crawford in any way. All right. Number 2, as far as the stoppage, everybody wanted to see how the fight was going to end. The fight was going to end bad. Porter has no power to knock anyone out at any level. He has no punching power. He was not going to do anything to Crawford, you guys, whatsoever after the knockdown. Period, point blank. When he got up after banging the canvas, both of his legs was buckled, was shaking. That man was hurt. The dad saw it. He stopped the fight. It's over. Forget seeing what he was going out on his shield. He went out exactly how it was supposed to go. Period, point blank. The fight wasn't fixed. Aram didn't set up any fixed fight. Why would he set up a fixed fight knowing that this guy is leaving? Why? What would benefit Aram if Crawford was to win spectacular? Nothing. Doesn't do anything. So I agree with Mad Chad. If he doesn't fight Spence, let him beat Ugas so that he can have one over Spence, and then we'll take it from there. If Spence is getting detached retinas during sparring, he should not fight any professional that's on the elite level. Period. That's all I have to say.
Spence was my number 1 fighter. He was my favorite fighter I had.
Y'all going hard on my man Spence. Y'all got the
shout out
down.
Stormy B-Man. Shout out Stormy B-Man.
Get that merch over there, bro. This hat's part of my background shrine over here, man. Shout out to Stormy B, man.
Yeah.
So support the brothers. Keep everybody going, man. Everybody wears this stuff, man. Support the fam. I just want to show you that, Stormy B, man. I'm rocking it, brother.
Arrow was my man, Bruce. You know what I mean? When I first came onto the YouTube community, Arrow was my guy, man. I thought him and Canelo was on a collision course because I thought he'd end up moving it, fighting at 160 again. I thought they would fight in Texas. How many months ago? Maybe a year ago, and a lot has happened since then. And Arrow is still a fucking vicious fighter, and I think him and Bud. I mean, if there's one, Castano Charlo too, I think is going to happen. Thank God for that one. That is a blessing right there. That means that the stars are aligned because that is a fight that needed to happen, and I believe it is going to happen in Houston, Texas. Shout out to that fight happening. But if Spence-Crawford never happens, that's going to be one of the biggest travesties in boxing modern day history. Not happening.
I agree. I don't think it's going to happen, Mad Chad. I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't either.
What's up, Mr. Doc?
Hey, what's up, Rascal? How you doing, bro?
Chilling.
I don't think the powers that be undisputed at 147, to be honest. I don't think the powers that be want undisputed at 147. And I have my own reasons why I think that. But Yeah, if we do see it, it won't be at 147.
Well, okay, let me ask you this hypothetically, Crush. How is an undisputed title fight at 147, as others have alluded to already, a classic glamour division in all of boxing, particularly in America, right?
Yep.
How is that not worth a boatload of money even today, if not especially today, with how dry the market
is? That it's not worth a boatload of money. Listen closely to what I'm saying, right? Because like we got Josh Taylor, who's undisputed at 140. All right, Canelo just did this shit with 168. I think that 147 got too many dark brothers in there for them to want somebody there as undisputed. That's just how I feel. And then they take it too long. Everybody has set up here for almost 2 hours, right? And we talking about what should happen. I'm tired of hearing that shit. Because if it really was going to happen, it would happen. And we just can't put the blame in one place, bro.
Well, no, I
just don't want nobody undisputed at 147. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying I'm right.
Well,
not saying
well, I feel you.
Just my opinion.
Well,
before you go, real quick, Rascalon. Real quick, Rascalon, because
let
position.
me, Doc, hang on a second. Let me just shout out Volts UK for coming in here. My brother Clarence Martin and Andrew Charles, man. I see him sneaking in there, man. Thanks, brothers. Appreciate you coming in, man. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that real quick. The biggest thing to me is just that. Bottom line is, the fights didn't happen. You only have one guy, Porter, that fought everybody win, lose, or draw in his little generation. From Brook to Malignaggi to Thurman to Spence to Crawford, yeah? And everybody you could probably think of in between. Devil now. I mean, seriously, the names roll off the tongue. You get me? He's the only guy that has anything remotely to that claim to fame. It is what it is. These guys' resumes are not going to stand up, not even Crawford's. As much as I love him as a fighter, and as much as I think he's the best at 147, it's going to be what it's going to be. They're too old, it's too little, it's too late. Yeah, this is all hindsight. This is all hindsight, in my opinion. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Right. I don't think it has anything to do with.
Hey, one thing I want to say too before I forget: if anybody out there has a channel, man, drop your link in here. If you want the characters that hang around here, subbing to you, bro.
They might want to drop the link.
They follow me like I'm Charles Manson, bro. And if anybody drops their links, you better sub to them. I'm gonna block you. I give you punches and I take it.
My name,
so
I don't think 147
channel. Please drop it out there because we all support each other out here, man.
Yeah, I don't think 147 is getting blocked just because it's a lot of black fighters down there. I think it's because PBC can't afford to lose another champion. That's what it is. They're losing all their champions, and that's the reason why Al Heyman probably forced Castano and Charlo to have this rematch, because after the fight they had other fights lined up, and they probably realized, wait a minute, we can't have these other organizations having an undisputed champion. The only reason why the fight's not going to happen would be because of PBC. It would be because Crawford doesn't want to fight it. I don't think it has nothing to do with race. I think Ugas would like to fight Crawford. I think, in my opinion, black, white, whatever the race is, I don't think that has anything to do with it. If these guys fail to make one undisputed at 147, it's because the fighters didn't want to fight each other. Has nothing to do with race, ethnicity.
Oh, I see no ethnicity whatsoever in there, man. I mean, damn, they're black fighters. What's the racial issue in there? There's no black and white. It's two black fighters. Damn, make this fight, make undisputed. This is boxing. These are the two best welterweights in the world. If they don't fight each other, we're getting ripped off, man, and we're gonna let it happen, and it's only gonna get worse. It's like our freedoms. You look at it like a pepperoni stick. You keep on giving slices out, and you keep on giving slices of it away, and pretty soon, when it's time for a slice for yourself, you've given it all away. You've given up all your rights, and that's what's going to happen with us boxing fans. We're going to take the shit fights that they're sticking down our throats. We have to say nope.
Okay. You know what the problem is, though, Bruce? You know what the problem is?
Bro, Doc, my bad.
I am saying
right here, man. Don't support these low grade fights, man. Demand the best fights. Demand the welterweight unification fight. How else is it going to get made? You know, we control boxing around here. We're social media. We're a billion strong. I don't know how many in the boxing community, but just we tried it once. It didn't happen. Now all the cards are in place. You know, everything is the stars are aligned.
To your point, Bruce.
You got
to your
more
point.
likes than Devin Haney. You got 50 likes. You got more likes than Devin Haney's dad on his channel. You got 50 fucking likes, bruh.
Well, that's the shaman generation you were talking about, Mad Chad.
Yeah, but you're not, Bruce. You are the fucking hardcore fucking.
I'm Sandpaper Sally over here, brother.
No, you're the Hagler generation, Bruce. You're the new one.
On
the ocean. This dude breathes ocean air every fucking day.
That's saltwater sea spray in the face. Yep,
He's fucking Hagler Mickey Ward right there. You're looking at Hagler Ward.
Hey, the guy it's in a landlocked state has just as much passion as I do, bro. We just have to express it out there. We can't glorify these non-fights. We can't pay $79.99 every month for some fight that's crap.
Right. The key right here is don't.
There's going to be a point where they're going to have to hear us, and they're going to have to understand. You have to cultivate a fighter. They need exposure, free exposure. Bring back Friday night fights. Bring back Tuesday night fights.
The channel's blowing up, and you know I don't need to give and definitely an older, wiser man any advice. But whenever your chat is blowing up, because I think you have a brilliant chat going on, I think you should definitely give the shout outs to your chat and pay attention to their questions, because they love you, Bruce, and they just want a piece of you. And I think you have to pay attention to the
Hey, do me a favor, chat. If you see anyone out there, shout it out for me, because I'm running StreamYard. I'm running.
And I can't see it, Bruce. I can't. I got my sunglasses on. I'm blind as I am. I can't see it.
I can pull it up. I can pull it up for you, Bruce.
I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that, man.
I can pull it up, Bruce. I can pull it up. Let me scroll up here. Let's see here. I'll start with Trey X. Okay.
Chat's rolling.
Trey X. I think it's interesting that we are getting undisputed fights in off-brand divisions. I agree completely. 140, 154, 168. I'd mentioned cruiserweight as well, but not in the traditional money divisions. You got a thank you from Laws D Punch Out, Thomas Jones 100%, TS Boxing. First and foremost, I'd like to thank Al Heyman. Secondly, I'd like to thank God and my family. I think that's probably some sarcasm there. Floyd don't want any PBC fighters to surpass him either. Facts, Bruce. I'm burning through these, Bruce. Bear with me. Let's see. Somebody's checking somebody else. I see Barbershop expose that Al Heyman 360 contract. Clarence already have. Man, Bruce goes to the man. Exactly, Bruce. Rascal says, thanks for having me on the panel. I have to go.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for coming, Rascal.
Clarence McLean, Andre, what's up? Mad Chad is wearing his cool guy sunglasses. That's Joe Lopez and
because he's a cool guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Doc, you got the questions, my brother. You are my man.
That will be my duty for as long as I can hang here. I will watch it for you. Okay.
Appreciate that, brother. And if any of them come up here, bro, you know your expertise. I'm sure we can figure out some way to answer them together.
Yeah.
Bruce, can Figueroa beat Fulton? Can Figueroa beat Fulton?
You know, I think that fight's going to happen like this, man. I think Schoolboy is going to come on strong in the beginning, but Figueroa is going to mix it up in the middle of the fight. I think he's going to figure out. I think it's going to be a tough fight. You know, it's going to be one of these back and forth fights. Both fighters might go down. I think Cool Boy is going to come on at the end. I think he's a better fighter, and I think he may stop Figueroa in this fight. That's how I see it, and I see an interesting fight. The only thing that pisses me off is that they're stacking it up with the Lopez and Kambosis fight. Yeah, that just goes that goes up me sideways, man. I can't take that. They've got to smarten up. Even back in the day, ABC and CBS used to do that, but they always were in conjunction with each other, where they'd have one fight at 3:30 and another fight at 5 o'clock. And I don't know why.
At worst, you know, at worst, Bruce. At worst, you might miss a couple of the first rounds or some shit like that. But there, yeah, to your point, there would be. It wouldn't be, you know, pick one or the other. You wouldn't have to flip back and forth.
No,
like you did with NFL. Yeah, with NFL, remember you had CBS.
Well, see, I don't think they understand. Is Tank Davis worthy of spending $80 on a pay per view?
No, exactly.
Most people had to Google who he was.
The most powerful tool that the consumer has is what you were talking about earlier, Bruce, and that is the ability to not pay for some shit when it is overpriced and you do not require it to continue living. And I'm dead serious. I mean, I'm being maybe sound weird about that, but that's the way I operate.
One thing, Doc, I'm a mad dog too. If you don't feed me, I'm gonna crawl. I'm gonna dig a hole under the fence and I'm gonna go get that steak, just like I'm gonna watch that fight.
Yeah.
And then if other people would realize that, because like, you know, bro, my bro Mad Chad said the other day, anybody who has a phone, a tablet, a computer, any internet access, if they're paying this money to see these pay-per-view fights that they're throwing out, they're gonna do it again next month.
Yep.
They're just gonna keep doing it. Why wouldn't they? That's business. You know, if we're gonna buy an inferior product,
I remember I think we
buy a cheaper version of it, and they're gonna sell it to us.
Yep, and Bruce, I think we've talked about, or at least touched on, the whole how the whole Napster thing affected the record industry, the price of CDs, and all that, because they were gouging for years and years, to where I think it was like pennies on the dollar they were paying for the production of the CD, and then the average price of the CD was anywhere from 10, 15, all the way up to $20. You know what I mean? And then when Napster hit, everybody gave the record industry a big middle finger, right? And eventually they had to capitulate, and the price came down on it did. The price to get your hands on media came down because the
Doc,
fucking
I was
consumers.
from that generation before. I bought CDs. I look around my living room right now, and I must have 2,000 CDs, jazz, rock, you know, everything. Because I used to join those clubs.
We talked about them. Yep. I did it with the VHS tape. Same thing. Yep.
And,
you know,
and I just don't want to throw them away, man. You know, I wasn't. In 2 years, bro.
But I think you witnessed the same sequence of events I did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. It's like my jazz collection. I got, like I've said so many times, I've got 3,000 classic jazz albums on vinyl back there, and I haven't played one in 10 years, bro. All I have to do is, you know, I take my phone and I say, let me hear Charles Mingus, the greatest jazz concert ever. Put my earbuds on, and it's surround sound.
And you're going. See, that's a whole.
And I paid $21.95 for that album back in the day, you know, and it's.
How about Bruce? How about the novelty of back when you had to listen to the radio and you were at the whims of whatever the fucking DJ decided to play? You get me? And you happened.
I drive 2,000 automobiles, so I'm still at the whim when I get in my car, man. I bought my Blazer about 10 years ago, and I just keep it. It's going on 21 years old. It's still got a cassette player in the damn thing, which I never use. I put the earbuds in. But you're right, Doc. Technology has just gone wild in the last couple of years, and that should apply to boxing, because we have the power, bro.
Yes.
We should really use that power wisely and tell them
because here's to your point, Bruce. If the buy rates get low enough, long enough, they will capitulate. They will say, okay, we need to make our money, guys. What do we? You know, they'll bring that price point will start dropping real fast. You get me? They'll be like, if you want to, it'll be like, whoa, $20 pay-per-view. How about that, guys? You get me?
No, Trey X out there, he feels like a sucker because he's buying it, but he does the commentary and he can't afford for that lag. You know, it's something like that happens, and $230 worth of pay-per-views right before Christmas. Damn.
Ooh. But that's that we've talked about this before, Bruce. That's because hey man, hardcore boxing fans, we're like battered housewives. We just keep coming back. We get screwy decisions, screwed up fucking sanctioning bodies, confusing belt situations, right? You know, catch weights and screwy scorecards, screwy judges, on and on and on and on. And we all talk about it. We all complain about it. And then guess what? We go back home, don't we?
Yes, we do, man. Shout out to my brother Bartlett out there. Thanks for coming by, bro. Lars D Punch Out TV, man. Subscribe to him, bro. He's got a great channel over there. I've been on his channel a couple of times. Lars knows his boxing, man. Shout out to Lars D Punch Out TV. Sub to that man, or you're getting blocked over here, bro. So, Doc, my brother, tell me again. Let's talk about the current state of boxing. Anybody out there? Let's join in, or I'm going to shut this clown show down here, man.
All right, what do you got for me? What are you asking me?
I've almost said all I've had to say, bro. I feel like I'm listening to myself talk over here. You know, we love boxing. We grew up on boxing, but they're destroying boxing. They're raping our pockets, and it's the hardcore boxing fan. You know, we're blue collar people, bro. I mean, most of the guys who love boxing, you know, we're not kids anymore. You know, we can't go to the bar and blow 25.
Here's the problem. I think the same problem that me and Mad Chad talked about during God, I can't even which amateur tournament was that we watched recently, Mad Chad, on your channel? AIBA?
Yeah, that was the U.S. champion, the one in
yeah. Okay, I think the same problem that's happening with our amateur boxing is occurring with our professional boxing in America, and that is the fact that, look, man, my old man, I have to let him know, first of all, when a fight I think that's going to interest him is coming up, and then I got to explain to him how to get the shit. You understand me? Whereas back in the day, to be fair, there was only fucking 3 channels to begin with, 2.5 where I lived. Right. All right, but you had boxing on all 3 of them. ABC, NBC, CBS, they all had their different fucking, boxing things. You had fucking Wide World of Sports, CBS Sports Spectacular, and I can't remember what NBC's was, but they had one. All right, and you would, you know what I mean? It was coming at you. You knew who all the major names were. That simply, with just the 3 channels. You get me? It was that ubiquitous. There we go. It's the lack of ubiquitousness. It's not, you know what I mean, right there at the fingertips of your average sports fan.
Well, you know what it is,
the way it used to be.
When cable came around, the easiest thing to present is boxing. You set up a ring, you get 2 guys in there, you put cameras up. ESPN was giving us so many fights, USA Network, Madison Square Garden Network, and we weren't just seeing main event, we were seeing the whole card. And that's that's where these fighters develop a following, Think
about this.
Yeah, because CBS. What's that?
To your point, right? Friggin', I mean, we talked earlier about the first Ernst Leonard, but leading up to that, Leonard versus Wilfred Benitez, free ABC TV, bro. Free ABC TV, the whole thing, like you said, the whole card. The whole shebang, and that was, nowadays they would charge us $100 for Benitez versus Leonard. Is kind of the point I'm trying to make. Sarah, am I wrong? Does that feel wrong to anybody else? I think I'm not that far off. $80 maybe, if we're lucky.
Oh, easily. That would be such a standout fight. And what was the co-main event on that card?
Oh, I'd have to look. I'm not going to pretend like I remember.
That was Marvin Hagler and Vito Antuofermo.
Oh, that's right. The undercut. That's where, the one where Marvin got paid like 1/10 of what fucking Leonard got after. Yeah. Okay. Now I know. Now I get it. Thank you, Bruce. Thank you, Bruce.
And if my mind's working correctly, I think that there was probably a Danny Little Red Lopez title fight on that card too, because he was a darling of those ABC.
Yes, sir.
But Doc, you're so right. And right now, if they put that fight on, they'd have to create another.
Oh God, no! Now that you just mentioned, think about that whole card.
It would break the $100 bill mark, I think.
It would, yeah. We were getting those shits for free. I don't even want to think what they would have charged us for fucking Leonard Hearns 1. Oh my god!
The extra members, same thing.
You could be selling organs. You get me? You'd be selling organs to get yourself the fourth pay-per-view for that shit now.
Yeah, and they would. I mentioned Little Red Lopez. He would be on a lot of those undercards, but then he'd also be on the main event on CBS on Wide World of Sports. I mean, he was the guy who introduced the world to Salvador Sanchez.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
it's just like, man, this is what I'm saying. The casual that's what boxing has lost.
UFC versus boxing. That's interesting.
There you go. I got it because I have to go real quick, but I think I can boil it down really quickly, Bruce. The difference between, in fact, this leads into what I was going to say anyways. The difference between UFC and boxing right now, UFC has a whole bunch of casual sports fans that boxing has lost because of its sudden lack of ubiquitousness, where it used to be. It was like, for me, in the 70s as a little kid, with the kite TV out in the middle of nowhere, bro, it was still like Saturday morning cartoons, Howard Cosell, Wide World of Sports. You know what I mean? You knew who the main guys were. You get me? It was ubiquitous. Now, and I'm not saying that that's fair. I'm not even saying it's fair, you know what I mean, given the environmental changes, but I'm just saying that's what's at play here, in my opinion. And it dovetails exactly with the UFC. UFC has found a way to grab those casuals, the way that boxing's lost them.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Well, because it's, first of all, the cable is saturated with UFC fights.
Yeah.
And even free TV. I remember when they had what was that league that they had? Bellator was on.
Spike. It was on Spike. It was on Spike at one point.
Yeah. And there was plenty available. We got to see the undercard fights. We didn't have to pay for them. Now, dude, Pitbull, Cruz, and Tank. That just does something for me. How they're expecting to charge $80. For a hardcore. Of course, we're going to watch the fight, but don't insult our intelligence. And put a price tag up there. MZ, salute my brother. Welcome to my channel, man. I appreciate you over here, bro.
Bruce Ghost, I got to run, bro. I appreciate you having me on. I appreciate you always. All right. And I appreciate everybody on the panel.
Pleasure, bro. It wouldn't have been a show without you, my brother. And Mad Chad, you disappeared on me, man.
That's all. Yeah, exactly. It's all your fault, Mad Chad.
I got my bro Clarence McLean back there. He's going to jump on. Doc, thank you, bro.
All right. Late, guys. Peace.
Take it easy, Doc, man.
Clarence McLean, my brother. How you doing?
How you doing? Salute to the chat. Salute to the panel. How you gentlemen doing? Happy holidays.
All right. How you keeping, bro?
Same here, bro. I've been on here for a little while, man. I've been, I started off. I was just going to come on for a little while and explain. I got a lot of boxing magazines, and I'm gonna be dropping those to people who appreciate them. Free after. I'm going to put a little thing in my chat that the 25th person who says I want a boxing mag is going to get one, and we're going to do that, and we're over here talking about the fights coming up this weekend, and what's your views on what's happening? You got any favorites, or you got any ideas on Teofimo Lopez and George Kambosis?
Oh boy. Well, with that fight, the best thing I could say is, once upon a time I was a big Teo fan, and it seemed like after he beat Lomachenko, he became this big diva. And I lost interest in him. But I want him to win Saturday night, just for the simple fact, at some point next year, I want him and Devin Haney to see each other. If I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed, but that's what I'm hoping that will happen. And another fight, Brandon Figueroa and Cool Boy Steph. Man, I have to go with Cool Boy Steph on that. I like Brandon. I love him, but I'm gonna give that one to Cool Boy Steph.
And how about Figueroa and Oh, I'm sorry. We did cool boy stuff. I was
Yeah.
You're going to give it to you're going to give that to Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah. I don't know much about Campos. I didn't do my homework on him. I never looked him up, but I've heard things about him. But I'm gonna go with Tio on this one.
I hear you, bro. I mean, that's an obvious choice. I think most people are. Hey, shout out to my brother G Funky, man. Thanks for stopping into my channel, bro. You know, just starting it up.
I agree with
chopping up a
Theo
little bit of
winning,
boxing.
and I agree with Cool Boy Steph winning. Stephen Fulton is winning that fight. It was against Figueroa.
Yeah,
I totally agree with that. Yeah, good fights actually. That Stephen against Figueroa is actually a good fight. That's tomorrow night, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, bro. I mean, that's
a
going
fight.
That's going back to back with the Lopez and Kambosis. So it's going to be. I just hope those main events don't go off at the same time, because that's my biggest pet peeve in boxing right now. What they're doing to us, you know, putting those fights on at the same time. But they had just dynamite fights, man. Both of them.
Yeah.
I mean, we went over those fights during this show, and you know, everybody's going over the fights. But you know, the bottom line is, we're all looking forward to these fights. It's going to be a great night of boxing tomorrow. It just continues, man. You know, you got to give thanks for what's been happening in boxing lately. They've been putting on such good cards. They've been giving us, you know, great weekends, and I need that boxing. I got to explain to you, the rules are not in the chat there, but after the show's over, when YouTube puts it on there, just go in the comments section and put I want a magazine, I want a mag, and that the 25th person who asks for it is going to get one. I'll let you know. You can send me your email, or you can send me your address, and I'll even pay the postage, bro. Not in Europe though. I can't. I don't know what it's going to be over there, but U.S. postage I'll pay. 'Cause I know it's about $3.50. But anyway, man, you know, don't waste your time in the chat. Do it on the replay. But those mags will get out to you, bro. You know, to me that's getting knowledge out to my people, and you know, it's that's what we do out here, man. You know, we share our platforms with our brothers over here, man. My brother Clarence McLean. Don't forget to drop your link out there, bro. You know, if you want any of the characters who hang around with me to sub to you, bro, they're gonna do it, because I said if they don't do it, I'm gonna block them. So don't feel free. Anybody out there, drop your link out there. We're one happy family. G Funky's got a nice channel over there, man. I've been with G Funky for a while. Hangs in there. He's got his own opinion. He sticks with it. You know, I've seen people come out there and try to start shit with G Funky, man. He holds his ground. He doesn't get rattled. Even-tempered guy, knows his boxing. Hangs out there with the Hispanics seeking panic out there, bro. Go out there, sub to him, man. Good guy, knows his boxing. All them guys on the HSP. Good people, bro. So salute to G Funky out there.
Is that potentially one of the first undisputed fights that Eddie Hearn and Leonard Ellerby puts together? Is Fulton against MJ? I think.
All right, they're working together, so that shows there's hope.
Yeah. You know, I think these guys can work together anytime if they want to do. Some choose to and some choose not to. But it seems like when they work together, it gets the fights quicker. You know, if you understand what I mean. You know what I mean? Steady these promoters saying, I don't mess with him, or I don't like him, and he does bad business. I'm not saying you have to do, you know, you can't do bad business with somebody, but it makes the fights come together quicker when guys work together. I think that's the best thing to do.
I think he's actually Ellerby's Ellerby's fighters, Fulton, isn't he? Or what's his name? Stephen Fulton. He's actually a really good fucking fighter. I think him and MJ is actually good fight. And I actually fancy fucking Fulton for that fight as an undisputed. Because if he gets the 2 belts this weekend, then that's the fight to make, like, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, it is, bro. And you know, we're blessed. We got great fights this weekend. We've had a great year. I want to do a show where we can just get on here and talk about the best fights we saw this past year, because it's definitely the Thanksgiving time. That's what I'm thankful for, bro. There's the boxing world, a big part of my life, and man, I'm really grateful for the fights that I've seen this year. The fights that are coming up, and I'm a half full kind of a guy. I look at the glass as half full, and we can be selective. I know, like I said, I'm going to watch all the fights, not necessarily pay for these fights, but I'm a boxing junkie. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to find a way to watch these fights, and it's the way it is. But they have to just give us better fights. But I'm there, bro. I'm the kind of a guy. I said it the other day. If I walk out and I see a couple of guys fighting in front of my house, bro, that's a good way to start the day, man.
Yeah.
So
I really hype for Teo's fight this weekend. I think Teo is actually gonna fucking stop Kambosis in the first couple of rounds. Was that personally? But anyway, I think Teo's actually, as the lightweight, like he's there. He's made weight quite easy. So I don't know. I think he's gonna fucking stop Kambosis. A couple of rounds, probably battle the shit out of him.
Oh, I think it's the inevitable. I think he's gonna beat the shit out of Kambosis. I don't think the fight's gonna go 5 rounds. But regardless thereof, bro, yeah, that's Ronnie Lyle, Khan, man. That's the man. That's the legend, man. That one of the coldest individuals you meet out of jail for murder, man. And they say he never warmed up. Ron Lyle was one tough guy, bro. I saw Ron Lyle do some serious things. You watch the fight with Ron Lyle and Ernie Shavers, man. That is the phone booth war. But anyway, guys, man, yeah, I've been on here for longer than I wanted to. I appreciate everybody coming on here. Anybody want to say their last words? I'll start with Clarence McLean.
I want to say salute to the chat, salute to the panel, salute to my brother Bruce Goals. I finally get to see you, Bruce. I was excited when I heard you got your channel, so I said, you know what, I have to come up here and show some respect, because I've been talking to you for the last couple of months now. So I'm so happy that you finally got your channel, and you can expect to see my channel up sometime after Christmas. I'm gonna have it. I'm working on it, so I'll say December, maybe after the 25th. I'll have my channel up, and I'll make sure the links get out there so people can get.
I think you're on mute, Clarence.
No, I wasn't on mute. I actually was talking. I just put it on mute. I said, you can expect to see my channel after Christmas. I'm gonna have it out there, so I'll send the links out so everybody can have them. McLean's Promotion will be the name of my channel, and you guys will see it, like I said, sometime after the 25th of December.
Hey, thanks for visiting me, bro.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
All right, Crush the Legend. You want to say some goodbye words up there, brother?
Yes, I enjoyed myself here. OG, salute to everyone that came in the panel. I respect everybody's wisdom and comments. It was very fun. Looking forward to seeing everybody once again. Iceman, I will be subbing to you, bro. I will be supporting you. If you mess with my boy, I'm messing with you. I don't do too much content, but check out my channel. I'm going to be throwing some shit up there because some guys talking about, you're going to talk about some things. It's basically just Crush the Legend. You can find me on there and anywhere in LBBC with the bro.
Peace, Crush. Thanks for coming to my house. Timmy, you want to say some goodbye words over here, my brother?
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me on, man. And Teofimo is one of the smashers this weekend. I think he's fucking good fighter. Like his style. Look, a couple of other fights I'm looking forward to this weekend is Fulton, Figueroa. There's some good fights out there this weekend. Just enjoying it, man. Keep smashing it, Bruce.
Hey, man. Timmy, thanks for coming to my house. So, give my best to your sister, man. God bless you both, and peace. And like I said, man, thanks for coming by.
Definitely, man.
Hey, man, this is your old pal Bruce Goes over here, man. Let you see my handsome face over here. I'm hitting on the old Toka too, man. And, enjoying life. I'm going to go out and see what's happening, and the rest of the world out there. Stop and see some of my bros. Drop some likes, maybe get on a panel. I know who knows what's going on out there, bro. Who knows? That was brought to you by Toka 2. Best way to smoke. Anyway, man, I want to thank everybody for coming over here. I know Friday night, there's a million places you could have gone. I can't believe I got so many people to come over here, contribute to my chat, man, and, to jump in here, bro. It was a beautiful thing, man. We had a good time. Everybody kept it nice, man. We played nice, man. I'd like to go out there and shout everybody out, but I'm afraid I'm going to miss somebody, man. Everybody out there, bro. You got it all, man. You're my brothers out there. You're my sisters, man. It's like you're my family. I appreciate you accepting me. Man. If I can bring a smile to your face, man. If I can help you in any way, man, you're helping me like you would not believe. So I'm gonna bop out of here, man. Thanks for coming by, and keep watching, bro. And nothing but mad love, the love for boxing, man. Peace out, bro.